Well, hello everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend's going well. I hope you're having a relaxing and refreshing and resetting sort of time. Kitty Cat's here. Hi, Kira. How are you? She had quite the bedhead this morning, but I had the brush handy, so I sorted it out, and then she said, "Meow." But now you look so pretty. You're camera ready. Yeah, and then I added you. Hi everybody, Ollie G, thank you for the 17-month resub. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. For a moment I thought you were doing a plus 18 key. I don't know if I remember how to do those. One day I'm gonna end up healing a Mythic Plus again, and it's gonna be like an entirely different video game. For now, I am level 18. Did a little bit more off stream yesterday. I'm level 18. And I am leveling in Darkshore. I'm getting to the point where, I mean, first of all, what happens, happens. And that's fine. And I've made my peace with that, so all of you need to too. Secondly, I'm getting a little nervous because I'm getting into some more dangerous levels, and I want to kind of grind some mobs and take it easy, but the areas in which I want to do it have some mobs that are like for quests that I overlevel, but there's other mobs that are for quests that overlevel me. They're kind of like mixed together in this area. But I want to go down there and scope it out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to check my auction house. Man, I was hoping I would sell those. I made some swim speed potions. I thought I could market those to, well, not market because I didn't say anything in any of the trade chats, but I thought I could sell those to people doing the wetland swim because you know, it's like a swim sprint, and but no, not so much. Couple black moths, a little bit of linen. Nothing too crazy. Let me see here. They gave me a fishing. I might use that. I have a fishing quest I can do down there as well. Well, I don't want to carry these around. I don't want to carry them around. I don't have a bank alt though, so unless I want to go all the way back to Darkshore, I guess I'm carrying them around. I could vendor them, but that's kind of a bummer. They only vendor for 35 copper each, and they're pretty good. I'm not going to pick up that one. I think we're just going to pop one of these. If I get any more earth root, we can do another troll's blood, but otherwise... Oh, also, I bought a recipe in the auction house for minor agi, so if I get myself some swift thistle, I can make myself a 4 agi elixir. That'll be pretty nice. But let's just go find something reasonable to warm up on while we chat. Let's take it easy. Oh, also start the prediction so you guys can bet on whether or not I'm going to horrifically die. As long as you don't charge headlong into a cave. Level 18 is awesome. Why, thank you. Oh, one thing I wanted to check before here. Let me set up the prediction. One thing I want to check before I head out is I just want to look at the stats in Deathlog for hunters and how far they make it. I need a pick me up. What was I doing? Predictions. Where's Twitch? This one? Dashboard. Manage prediction. Start one. So, is today the day? Is today the day that she dies? I mean, it's up to me, but you're welcome to guess. Went to Darkshore to go get a Nelf tabard. Frightened Coda was just there. Felt so lucky. Nice. I think one thing I'm gonna try and do today is just kind of follow my own heart, and I mean, I do this anyways, but just kind of do my own thing. I was feeling a little tiny bit backseated yesterday, and I know it's just because it's hardcore and like people are invested and they don't want you to die, so they want to give you the best advice possible. And I appreciate that it comes from a good place, but you know, sometimes you just want to make your own choices. Ooh, Briarthorn. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna get it. Is your herb skill up high enough? Is the question. It could be. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who is to say? Are you swearing today? Nah. Does Kitty think the character's gonna live? Kitty Cat, blink once. Well, you can't really see your eyes. Kitty Cat, give me a sign. You think I'm gonna make it? Oh, they can urban. Alright, fine. I need that for a minor hatchie file. Oh, they're like failing at it too. They're just like trying repeatedly. They'll get it eventually. There it goes. I could have done the thing. I didn't do the thing. Sometimes you have to just not be awful. Will this be your last hardcore tune for stream? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I have another character. I did some more work on my Orc Warlock. I did some more work on my Orc Warlock yesterday. She's now level 10. She doesn't have her Voidwalker yet because I like just barely dinged to level 10. But I'm enjoying that too. Although maybe I'll keep that one off stream. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun in hardcore, but I definitely do want to start streaming retail again next week. Both because there's a patch and there's an event and there's drops, and also because I just want to make sure I remember how. Did I spend my talent points? I did. I decided to put 1 point into improved aspect of the hawk instead of revived pet because Tuna's never going to die. Knock on wood. And I wanted to take a talent point that might actually help me do some damage one day. Imagine that. Have you touched retail at all? I've been raid logging for 2 weeks. I have been pure like raid logging and then footage logging. So if I need to get like a clip of a mount or something for the news video, then I would log in for that. But I have not actually played retail since outside of that, since like hardcore came out, I think. Where do orcs have to go to get the Voidwalker? I don't know yet. I'll have to find out. Hopefully not into Skull Rock. Although I've probably just jinxed it and it'll be into Skull Rock. I was looking at the Darkshore. Oh, also, I just realized that I forgot to, what did I forget to do? Oh, look at the Deathlog stats that I wanted. I should be pretty safe on the road. Yeah, I was looking at the Deathlog stats for Durotar, and holy smokes, like, the 3 of the top 4 deadliest things are all in that cave. Deathlog. So, for a hunter, class statistics, hunter. By level, if I make it to level 20, like 82% of all other hunters will have died by that point. I would be in the top 17.6%. If I can make it to 30, it gets much better. Well, it's one thing at a time. If I can make it to 20, I get aspect of the Cheetah, which would be pretty exciting. Vampire414, thank you very much for the 5-month resub. Most have been logging into retails for trade and post stuff. No more drive to raid. Sucks because I love raiding. I think it's fine and like pretty reasonable to take breaks. I guess it's very personal preference. Some people like raiding all year round. I always have enjoyed raiding a lot more when it's kind of like a season thing, you know, like we raid for the tier, you enjoy the raid for a while, but I've never really enjoyed like really extended periods of farm. So I do a lot better when we kind of take big breaks. Those are like level 14. Okay. I just want to keep an eye at what sort of mobs are around. I know eventually there are stealthed sabers, and they may be in the area that I'm going to. I just want to keep my eyes peeled a little bit. Oh, a Briarthorn. Can I have this one? I need this. It's give me Swift Thistle. I need Minor Agi. I spent like 18 silver or something on the pattern for it. And alright, there's a 15 Moonstalker. Where's the herb? Herb here. Bear over there. Farm for too long sucks. Rating's cool though. I think like a lot of things, it's nice in moderation. You can do it. Beat the odds. Bet you get to 20. How are our votes doing today? Let me go back to the road and see how much faith you guys have in me. Not so much with the faith. Either that or one person dumped like their entire amount of channel points on Super Dead. If my guild wasn't pushing mythic kills, would have been over Heroic a long time ago. That one's Silverleaf. Touch WoW since Baldur's Gate 3. Supposed to do the achievement run if we have enough people. Sometimes people show up last minute. It's possible. We're kind of in the same boat where we're sort of doing achievement runs here and there. We skipped this week because one of our members that really wants to do it was out. I'm hoping that next week we have enough people for like a comfy reclear plus some more work on achievements because we're almost done with Aberos achievements. We need, I guess the end ones are hard. We need the last 3 basically. I'm assuming there's an achievement for Sark. Okay, so the Moonstalker pelts are going to be around here. They're also grizzled scalps. Is that from bears? Let's just kind of poke around. Someone died here, so there's that. Rabid Thistle Bear. Did I get any Swift Thistle? No, just Briarthorn, no Swift Thistle. Did an achievement run on Thursday all in one night. Took longer than expected. It's quite, even with like a guild that's used to just heroic farming and you're just trying to do the achievements on normal, it's quite a process. Some of them are pretty tricky. We got stuck for a long time on the Rashok achievement with the jumping frog because we can't handle pull timers. So like our timing was always off. Like for the first like 2 or 3 tries we did that. Long pulls where one time we actually wiped due to oh, you're only level 15. One time we actually wiped due to the timer. Like we in the Rashok fight, he can only do his conduit thing twice. How's my defense skill looking? You can only do the conduit thing twice. I'm defense 75 of 90. I'm okay with that. I would prefer like 80 of 90. I'm gonna just slap this thing for a while. You want to hit me and get my defense skill up? Oh, I got it up to 76. There we go. It's working. SSJ Gray Fox, thank you for the 19-month resub. Hi, Hazel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you. Right back at you. Plans to do the achievement normal, make it a little easier. Yeah. That's for sure the move. We did like 1 or 2 of them incidentally on Heroic. But that was mostly because the one person in our guild that knows the achievements just kind of did some of them that were doable. Like the, I got the achievement for, whatchamacallit, the throwing the rocks at the different objects in the ad fight. You can tell I'm already over this raid. I've started to forget the names of the encounters. I apparently don't want to be there anymore. That fight, I didn't do it. Machiko did it, and I happened to be in the group, and then I got the achievement, and I was like, wow, thanks. Skarn. Assault. Yeah. Yeah, no assault. Skarn's achievement was dicey too, although I felt good about that one because I actually managed to help. I was like nervous because I didn't really get it, but then we pulled it a few times, and then I was like, oh, maybe I get it. Maybe I understand. So that's like a regular Moonstalker. That might pull. Tuna, why don't you come back this way a little bit? Yeah. Alright, okay. Okie dokie. Grizzled Thistlebears. Those drop the items that I'm looking for. Do you care to have the best breed possible for every single pet? Nope, not at all. I grab any breed at all. I sometimes will look for the highest rarity, but sometimes I'll just get any breed and then upgrade the rarity. And the only time I'll ever go back and change it is if it becomes a problem. So my logic is that 99% of my pets never ever get used, and then of the 1% that get used, half the time you don't even need the best breed to finish the fight. So it does come up, but like very, very rarely. So I figure it's much a more efficient use of my time to just kind of have any pet. And then like when the day comes that it's like, oh man, I really need this specific pet in a specific breed and there's no other way around this encounter, and then I'll go look for that breed. But it really doesn't happen very often, especially with how many pets are in the game and how many other solutions there are to these various fights. But I'm also not that attached to min-maxing that kind of thing. I can understand the desire to have the best pets for just the sake of feeling like your collection's perfect. It's tricky though, because there's no like cut and dry way to figure out what the best pet is, because it's the best pet for a specific fight. You know, a perfect breed for one fight might not actually be the optimal breed for a different fight where the speed requirement's different. And as far as I can tell, there's no like super easy way to just be like, well, this is the best breed for this pet. You know, you could try to favor speed or you could try to favor attack power or whatever, but it's all very situational. So the whole thing gave me a headache and I decided to opt out. I think I could have said that in less words. How high level are these Murlocs? Level 14. I've been sort of chipping away at the sea creatures. I didn't realize that all the sea creatures had their own individual quests. I was like, I did the sea turtle. What do you want now? Turns out that there's more to it. There's more sea turtles. There's more sea turtles and sea creatures. You can turn them all in individually. Not too shabby. How's hardcore play been so far? It's really fun. It's really fun. I'm a little addicted. I am a little bit attached to it. I've been playing, not compulsively, but like approaching compulsively. And I'm into it. Like I've died once, and all it made all it did was make my make my obsession worse. I just want to do it all again, but like better at this time, you know. I want to learn lessons from each mistake. And now I want to like, I don't know, have more characters and play more of them. Okay. So you gotta watch out for respawns because they could respawn all pretty rapidly. But having another person who's also clearing these things out can be helpful. They also, as far as I can tell, don't group pull unless you get in range of them, so.
I can't cast that yet.
Grab that one. These guys drop clams. I think I'm gonna get a food buff after this. I have a lot of food on me. Back it up to the seagrass. I got a 20 stack of boiled clams. That'll work. Words mean you hopefully slept well. better than the other yesterday. Although I enjoyed. I was vegging last night. I was just kind of like hanging out and having snacks and chocolate, and it was delicious. But also, you know, doesn't necessarily give you the best feeling for sleeping. You know, you gotta pick your poison a little bit. Agree. Hardcore's been a blast. Good afternoon. Hope your weekend was great. Good afternoon, Aaron. Hope things are going well with you. I'm having a real good weekend. I can't complain. I've been very comfy. I've been taking it really easy. I have a kitty cat sleeping in my lap right now. Warm kitty.
I can't cast that yet.
I want... Yeah. Level 17. I can deal with a 17. Let's pull it back a bit, though. Okay. I have an upgraded rank of, few things, actually. I got an upgraded Serpent Sting. I got an upgraded Raptor Strike. I basically farmed a lot of gold. I had 1 gold 40 at one point yesterday. And then I like blew it all on training and alchemy recipes and stuff. But I have upgraded ranks of a bunch of things, but sometimes I don't even want to use them because of the mana. Rabbit Thistle, I don't really need it, but I'll get it out of my way. Has there been a Warlock death from using Burning Rush? Is Burning Rush a thing in Classic? I don't know. I genuinely don't know whether or not it is. I haven't seen anybody doing it, but that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes things come at higher levels than the people that you see them at. How did I get all the bags? I bought them. I bought these 2 off the auction house. This one was like 30 silver. This one's like 50 silver. That's my quiver. I bought the herb pouch for like 10 silver off a vendor, and then the default backpack. Sure, there's been life tapping too much. I think that, and I'm not willing to find out, but I think that life tap has a safety in it where it will not kill you. It will bring you very low, but it will not kill you. So you would have to be life tapping really aggressively and also be in combat with something that can kill you, I think. Do not take that for gospel though, because I'm not brave enough to check. Yeah, if you life tap yourself to 1% and you're near hostile mobs, I'm not saying you deserve it, but I'm saying you should make better choices. That's aggressive. There's no call to be taking yourself that low. Not in hardcore anyway, not unless you just really like adrenaline. Demonic Rune, on the other hand, can kill you. Playing Classic makes me appreciate how pretty the old zones are. I've been enjoying the music. I think that I'm spending a lot more time in a given zone in hardcore because I want to be careful and because the zones last you a long time and because leveling's pretty slow in Classic. And because of that, I get a lot more time to appreciate the soundtrack of a given zone. See how Tuna's damage is doing. I don't have any particular level goals for today. I'm not going to try and level in any particular amount of a hurry. I'm just happy to be farming up some gold and killing some mobs that are at least not gray. If most of the things that we farm are not gray, then we're in good shape. You know, experience is experience. I would love to find some more herbs. Specifically Briar Thorns and Swift Thistle. You'd think that as we get farther south and around here, there's going to be more of them. We want to watch out for over there. That village, that Murloc village is a hotspot. I'm not going over there. I'm gonna leave that for later. I want to fish for electropellers. I have a fishing quest and I want to do it. Even with my 10 slot bags, though, bag space is still a real struggle. It's a little bit my own fault for having a profession bag, but I have 2, 4, 6... I have 7 herbs that I'm carrying around right now. I guess if I had, like, a regular 10 slot bag in that slot, and I also was, like, being very cautious with how many herbs I was carrying around, like, I was basically... I could vendor 1 stack of Silverleaf and 1 stack of Peace Bloom to clear up a little bit more room than maybe, but I don't know. I like not having to worry about vendoring extra stacks and stuff like that. My professions are feeling pretty good though. My cooking is at 113. I'm still making 4 stam, 4 spirit food. If I farm crawler meat, I can improve my cooking even more. And basically any of the crabs along the shore can drop that, so I may at some point go farm some crabbies in pursuit of that. Is this the spot? I want to farm somewhere that's not really aggro range of anything, because I'm going to be taking off my weapon. Oh, I'm only taking off my melee weapon, actually. I don't have to unequip my bow to fish, so might be okay. Had a thought yesterday. Do you think that the heat map becomes less reliable as you level? I think it's probably still good, because I think it's weighted for the amount of deaths that are in a zone in total. So I think that's the reason why in Darnassus, it was showing a total hotspot, even though only 1 person had died there, because only 2 people had died in Darnassus, so each of the locations where they had died were, like, bright red. So I think even if the zone's not working with as much data, yeah, it might be missing some dangerous spots because just, like, nobody's gone there, but enough people have been playing and enough people have leveled high enough, I think it would still be pretty reliable. I want to put on this. I may as well use the shiny bottle because we're fishing. And I'm going to crank my game sound, so apologies to anybody who's also trying to fish right now. It's about to get real confusing. Options, audio, sound effects, 100%. I think this island seems like a pretty safe place to fish. The heat map is from Deathlog. I needed to also install a separate map add-on in order to get it working. I have Deathlog and Leatrix maps. You have to try really hard to die in Darnassus. One of the deaths is a mystery, and the other one is because a hunter on the pet taming quest ran into town with a Strigid Screecher owl tamed, but those quest tames are temp tames, and they will expire, so... and because that Screecher happens to be a neutral mob, the guards won't help you with it like they will with the hostile mob. So if you're not paying attention, or heaven forbid you go AFK in town with that thing, it will kill you. One of the solutions is to tell it to stay and then to outrange it. Another solution, I think you can dismiss it manually, but if you forget, or you can kill it yourself, of course. You can kill it in melee as long as you're, like, paying attention and you do a couple things. But it is pretty easy to die to that if you're not expecting it. And I think a lot of people wouldn't be expecting it, because how would you know if you don't know? Do you mentally prepare for the chance of losing your character as it gets higher level? I don't know. I don't think I'm mentally self-aware enough to know if I've prepared. Unless it's like doing exercises. I haven't done any journaling about it. I haven't spoken to a friend about it. I could tell my puppy. Puppy, today I could die. I think I'm enjoying the journey so much. I'm hoping that I'll be zen enough that if and when I do die, I will appreciate the journey that I had up to that point. I think it'll be fine. Both times I've died in this mode, I was totally unprepared. When I died in my warlock, I just wasn't expecting it. I was kind of blindsided because I was over... I mean, that was why I died, is because I was overconfident. But, like, I felt like, oh man, I got this sick wand. I got all this armor. I'm grinding these mobs. I just got into this new zone. I over leveled for it. These are green mobs. This is going to be great. And then, of course, I wander into the area with yellow mobs and I go the wrong way and I aggro too much stuff and there's casters and I die. But, like, I was, I didn't really feel like I was in danger until I was, like, in the middle of the pole that killed me. And I guess that's probably pretty normal. But anytime else in Hardcore Classic that I have started to have, like, the heebie-jeebies, like I'm in an area on this character or on a different character, I'm in an area doing something and I'm like, oh, if a mob spawns here, I'm in trouble. I just get out of there. Like I'm listening to the gut instinct of this is a dangerous place to be. And most of the time that gut instinct hasn't failed me. The problem is that when it doesn't kick in and I'm like, this is fine. And then I'm like, oh, this is not fine. Whoops, a daisy do. Class do you think is the trickiest to get to 60 on? Yeah, I agree with Saga. Deathlog, according to Deathlog, it is Shaman by a pretty wide margin. And I don't know why, but whenever I play Horde, I see Shamans dying like flies. They do not make it. Class statistics. Let me look at a Shaman. Yeah, Shamans have a 0.07% chance of making it to 60, which is dramatically worse than the rest of them. Rogues and Warlocks are the next lowest. I think this is also partly because there are 60s, but there's not a wild amount of them still, so it's going to be a bit dependent on leveling speed. There may be some people that will get to 60, but just haven't made it yet. But yeah, Shamans are bad. Oh, I don't know why, but not pretty. Is there any people playing Shamans and Rogues? Warrior leveling solo is brutal. Apparently there are a lot of warriors leveling. Like, it's a really popular class to play in Hardcore. And I don't know if that's because people want the challenge or if they're playing in groups or if it's just like a fun class, even if it's a dangerous one. Although I guess it can't be that dangerous because, you know, stats. Average death level. I mean, the average death level for most of these classes is pretty close to the same thing. It seems like a lot of people, or at least it's skewed to, on average, be somewhere in the 13 to 14 range. That's pretty similar for most of them. Yeah, a lot of, look at all these shaman deaths. Yeah. Anyway, I'm fishing. I heard some of the shaman class quests are really tough. Someone was telling me in stream yesterday about how they died trying to do a water totem quest, something like that. I know the warlock class quest, the second one, gets a little bit sketchy, but you just... I just over-leveled it the first time. For some reason, I was so surprised that dying could happen to me. Yeah. Oh. I know, you start to feel a bit invincible after you've been going for so long. Like, you've survived XYZ amount of situations, and you're like, well, all these other people are dying to silly things, and I am not prone to silliness. Like, you just start to feel like you're doing something different. And, you know, you might be doing something different to get farther than other people do on average, but still. It's, can happen to anybody for sure. That's exactly how I felt at level 8. I should not have been feeling that way. I was doing the 7 to 10 range, which is also obscenely slow for some reason. Leveling 7 to 10 feels like it takes years. Like, you get up to like 6 or 7 pretty fast. And maybe it's by the time I get to 10 I've like consigned myself to slower leveling speeds, but trying to get to 10 felt like it took a really long time. And I started to get kind of cocky of like, oh, I'm just going to farm humanoids because I was in a warlock, I had tailoring, I wanted to get a bunch of linen. And I'm farming them and they're kind of spawning on top of me and I'm like, well, this is fine. 1 is fine. 2 is sort of fine. Okay, no, maybe I need to get out of here. Like, you think it won't happen to you, and then you see the bodies on the floor and you see the spawns coming in and you're like, oh no, this could happen to me. My health potion is on cooldown. I am leaving. Want to level a priest? Feel like I need a meat shield friend if I do that. Apparently priest can do quite well solo. Your rotation from the sounds of it is an awful lot of power word, shield yourself, and wand things with like a shadow word paint up. It's very straightforward, but apparently very like pretty durable as long as you are cautious. I think that priest would be about patience, about making sure you have the best possible wand for your level. So like gold making so you can buy one ideally, and then just about knowing or getting a feel for the pull so that you don't end up with more than you expected. This Electro Pillar quest is rough. But I'm gonna get 5 silver and some aqua dynamic fish lenses. I don't think I actually need to be doing this. This is I mean, well, now I'm already 6 in. There's no reason to stop now. How many characters do you have total? I've only had 1 death so far. I currently have 3 living characters on the go. One of them's kind of paused. I haven't played it in a little bit. I'm splitting my time. This is my on-stream character that I also play off-stream a little bit, but if I'm streaming hardcore, I'm streaming on this one. She's my highest level character at 18. And then I have a level 10 warlock that's my I'll die alone if I want to character. And then I have a 12 hunter that I'm playing with Flabby. Just died at level 18. Rest in peace. I also think I want a priest at some point. I know I just talked a big game about how priest does fine solo, but I also think I would want to play priest with friends. We'll just have to see. I'm already gaming about as much as I can countenance. I don't know if I have time for a whole other thing. Died at 38. Oh no, what happened? Oh, I closed my death log for today. I figured I'll still see the pop-ups, but it was probably better if I don't look into them too much. Griefed by a rogue who vanished. Oh, that's a bummer. What do you guys think the most tilting possible hardcore death is? I heard about somebody, like a friend of a friend, that died because of a DC. Like they just got disconnected, and they lost the character, and it was like a fair, I don't know what level it was, but that I think is probably one of the worst things. I think maybe falling might be second worst. DC or falling. Not noticing a clip. Because the DC is awful because it's like objectively not your fault. Unless you had a warning from your electric company or your electric or internet company that they were going to do maintenance or something and you ignored it. DC is like just, there's nothing you can really do. Falling might be more tilting because there was something you could have done. I think falling might tilt me more than DC. A DC I think I would be able to like be frustrated but just kind of like let it go. Maybe lose a little bit trust in my future saves, but falling, oh man. DC while underwater. Watch a streamer lose a level 37 mage to DC. It was bad. What do you think about Feral Druid? Hard or easy? I actually don't know. I haven't played one in a long time. Yeah, I did the diving quests for getting the lockboxes off the ships up there. It was the easiest thing ever because I made myself an elixir of water breathing and it gave me a half-hour water breathing buff. It was sick. I felt so powerful. I was just like, not AFK down there. I was just picking off murlocs at my leisure, being like, oh, do I get in the boat this way? Nope, can't go in that window. I guess I'll swim all the way around the boat. No problem, no trouble. Just easy life. It was wonderful. Warlocks can also do water breathing buffs pretty early, but I no longer think I will do any underwater quest without either an elixir or a warlock buff. Like if I'm playing a character that's not a warlock and they're not a Forsaken, I'll just get an elixir on the auction house. I guess I couldn't do that if it was like a solo self-found server in the future, but it's just so much easier and they're not that hard to make. Where there may be hyperspawns around the ship. Not that I saw. It was pretty standard murlocs. Some of them are a little dicey still because you have to kind of get into close quarters with them and it's sometimes not entirely clear where they are in relation to you if the ship's blocking. I had a little bit of aggro trouble, but I never had more than 2 at a time. And the murlocs are all pretty standard issue. They're not that high level. The quest is a higher level because they're expecting you to pull a few of them, I think. Fast swimming potion? Yeah, I'm carrying around 10 of them because I thought that I could sell them and then nobody bought them and now I'm carrying around 2 bag slots worth of swim speed potions that I don't even want. I made them because I thought I could turn a profit. Egg on my face. Oh. Man, a death to the elevator in Undercity is insane. I kind of want an undead character, and I kind of don't want to go anywhere near that elevator. Like, I need someone to just tell me that it's perfectly safe if you're paying attention and you get on it at a reasonable moment. I'm hoping that the deaths are just from people that are kind of like half AFK, like assuming it'll be fine. Because otherwise I'm never going up and down that thing. Just don't jump. Oh man, 100% safe if you're paying attention. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. How am I doing electropellers? I'm still only at 6. This is awful. That's gnarly. I think that if I get to the Grove of the Ancients though, there's gonna be there we go, there's another one. If I can, I'm not far from a vendor. So I'm gonna be able to clear up my bags. I think there's vendors down there. If I ever did want to do the wetlands swim, having 10 of these swim sprint potions would help a lot. It would help a lot, but I don't know if I want to do the wetland swim. If I just level here forever, then I don't have to. Walk into the center of the elevator and take your hands off the keyboard. People trying to rush on at the last minute. You could enter, leave, buy the bat towel. How goes WoW? Fishing? I'm doing a hardcore fishing quest. I should really give it up. This is going to take way, way, way too long. And also it's not even, I don't even think it's worth any experience at this point. I want to get to the Grove of the Ancients. I'm going to head over, but I'm going to be a bit cautious because I have trust issues. Oh, there's a bridge right there. I don't even have to swim. I have some fish to vendor. I got some fish to vendor. I guess if I go back to Darnassus at any point, I can stash those extra swim speed potions in my bank, just in advance of if I do end up deciding to whatchamacallit, do the swim. It'll be nice to have some sprints. Tuna likes fish. Tuna does like fish. Although I have so much food that tuna can have, I really don't need to use extra bag slots to carry around like multiple different types of it. I think I can pretty safely vendor most of this. Alright, food and yeah, and there's vendors here. Wonderful. Love to see it. I want to get rid of that. Nope, not that. Give that back. Thank goodness there's still buyback in this mode. Furry paw. Quest items. Bear meat. The creepers. Like one bonus empty vial, but you know, I can just make another something. If I get any more earth root, I can make another troll's blood with that. Oh yeah, I was gonna vendor some rejuve pots. I don't need those. Also, 1 mild spices is kind of silly. How are we feeling? 50 silver, 21 bag slots, tons of quest items in my bags, but what do you do? I think I get to get rid of at least one of them. I can finally turn in Fandrel's message. There's another, 22 bag slots now. What do you want? That's a level 20 quest. I am level 18, so it's not like a crazy quest, but also I don't understand. Oh, I see. That's just the lake that it's marking. Let's keep working on the grizzled scalps, and let's be very aware of the murlocs, because I think those ones are dangerous. We'll just go hang out. Whoa! Oh, I see. Any Twilight Thug could give me the level 18 quest. I gotcha. I've got one more that turns in Aberdeen. And then I haven't really done the north stuff either. They're all kind of in the same 18-ish range. I'm just going to do Moonstalkers and Bears for a bit. That seems reasonable. Let's eat some food. I don't know, Jeff. Never tried it. Whenever I survive in low health, I like to believe I survive because of the troll blood. I do not know if that's true, but I want to believe it. I think at a certain level, the amount of health I'm getting from troll's blood is a bit negligible. From weak troll's blood anyways. It's 2 health per 5. And I have 457 health. I think it's more just to make myself feel better about having an extra buff than anything else. But I'm not that far from, like, if I can get my alchemy up even more. Man, I would love some more Swift Thistle. I used it all making those swim speed potions that I don't need. Brutal. Yeah, there's a stronger Troll's Blood potion that you can get later. I just gotta keep progressing and I'll get better stuff. We just gotta hope for the best. And do our best. There are... If it's just Silverleaf, I don't really need it.
It is too far away.
Yeah, you can use trade chat, you can trade things, you can group on official hardcore. It's not official solo self-found. I think they're working on that. I hope they're working on that. I think that would be really fun. Defense rating's pretty good. We checked on it earlier in the stream. I have no plans to collect yours. That would be funny. I do kind of want to like witness somebody else's death, but I'm never in Trader General, and I don't think people really duel in Darkshore. People duel outside of the cities and stuff. Flabby was streaming a Discord to me yesterday, and there was like blood feuds going down in Goldshire. Eladris, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. I can harvest Strangle Kelp. I can. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful magical thing. Pull that one back a little bit. You know what they say, 5 times the charm. Yeah, people were like trolling each other in trade chat and then being like, put your character where your mouth is, and it was so funny. Bloodshard Westwall, yeah. Although, I think I do better in Classic when I stay out of public chat channels. Sometimes it's funny, but a lot of times it's just awful. I spend a lot of time reporting and whenever I'm just in, like, trade in general, because there's a lot of stuff that's just not cool. Died at level 31 Druid. Time to go again! Grats at a 31. That's a huge record. Very few people make it that far. So yeah, my stabs is 85. Our cap is 90 currently. My defense is 76. I would like it to get it to like 80. Maybe I'll let this Forest Rider punch me a little bit after this. Those Moonstalkers hurt. I could see how if one of those like snuck up on you, it could be spicy. Defense 77. Not helped by everyone dying coming back to the 1 to 10 zones. Yeah, those first zones are really crowded. Especially, alright, 56, that's enough. Skull Rock is more of a Horde server, and Defies Pillagers more of an Alliance server, just because of how people have chosen to make characters there. So, Durotar in particular is going to be, like, popping. Darkshore, there are people out here, but because I'm on Skull Rock and I'm Alliance and I'm in the second zone, it's just not as many people as it would have been otherwise. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bandage myself. I could like stop and eat some food, but no. I don't wanna hang out at half health for too long. It doesn't feel good. However, I did get a couple extra defense points from that. You teach your puppy any tricks? He knows how to spin. He knows how to sit and lay down. He knows drop it and leave it, although we're still... Knows it is one thing. Working on doing it with higher value stuff is another. We're working up to it. He knows walk with me, which is where he walks on the side of me, and then he turns when I turn, and he stops when I stop. And I think that's it. I'm working on a go to your spot, but we're a little confused on that one still. We're working on it. It only works when I'm standing right next to the spot. Otherwise, I think he thinks it means just lay down right next to me. But we're getting there. He's a real smart boy. He's a very smart puppy. The walk thing is a lot easier indoors than it is outdoors, but it's a process. It's not going to be done overnight. We're working up to it. I want to work on one that is a command for look at the cat and then calmly lay down and don't chase the cat, and I want to call it respect cats. Respect cats. Lay down. Magical. It would be real good. He does pretty well. He's off to a good start, but he is a baby. He is a baby. He's also a herding breed, or at least he's got he's got a bit of herding breed in him. So I'm gonna find out actually what else he has in him. I'm DNA testing the dog. My partner ordered a DNA test kit so that we can find out exactly according to one of the DNA testing companies, because it may not be 100%, but it'll be better than nothing. I'm curious. I think that'll be fun. I have not taught him woofer speak. I've been mostly trying to reinforce behaviors that are quieter apartment dwelling things. Wait's a good one. Oh, one more that I've been working on that's actually really good is I've taught him to back up, like to walk backwards to give me room to like open a door or a gate. And the command for that one is beep, beep, beep. And I'm like real pleased with myself about that. Sounds like a good excuse to get a herd of cats for him to organize. Good idea in the long run. Yeah, supposedly they're interesting for finding out genetic diseases that the dog could be at risk of, or just different things that the breed could be at risk of. There was a part where you could use it to like find your dog's relatives. I had no interest in that. He doesn't need. I'm good. I don't need to be getting emails from somebody who has like a moose cousin. There's plenty of dogs. We don't need to find the relative dogs. I got a green. Ritual Sandals of the Whale. Cloth requires level 15. Ooh, I could maybe sell those. 39. I mean, requires 15 green, 3 spirit, 3 stam cloth boots. 39. I wonder if somebody just posted it for that, like wishful thinking style, or if they're actually worth that. I'm not sure. What do I want? Where am I going? Let me kind of go north and then come back down. How am I doing? I have the beach sea creature ready. I'm still only 104 for the grizzled scalps. I'm not doing hot with the grizzled thistle bears. Moonstalker pelt's also one of 5. Coming along a little bit. This seems like a pretty safe place to farm though. Reasonable price for zone drop greens. And it's one nice thing, as you get to a higher level, you're just going to get more gold from everything. So even if you feel like you can't afford one of your skills right away, later on when you come back to it, whatever price it was they were asking for, it starts to sound a lot more reasonable. It's really not so bad. Oh, double bear. Some skills you never need, like res on a priest. Yeah. I trained Mongoose Bite. Haven't needed it yet, but I did train it. I figured that one day that lights up. It's basically a counterattack I can use after I dodge when I'm in melee. I'm pretty much... Here, let me aspect of the monkey so I have a better chance to dodge. And then I'm going to set my pet on this thing, and I'm just going to hit it with the staff and see if I can get a dodge up. Although actually, if he's attacking my pet, then I'm not going to be able to dodge, am I? That's not how that works. I guess if I set my pet to attack but not taunt, then maybe I'll have aggro. How's my health here? So here, don't growl, just attack. Do I have it? No, he still out DPS's me to pull aggro. Good job, Tuna. Good to know. Alright, you can growl again. That's fine. Staves 86. Saving money by not training any prot skills. Dog out DPS you. Excuse me, this is a kitty cat? Tuna. Cat called Tuna. Watch the level 21 Warlock die to a DC. Oh, I hope they didn't die. I hope they make it. Ooh, level 18 kitty cat. In early Ashenvale, there are some temp pets that I can tame to learn some new abilities. We're getting into the point where I'm going to want like Bite 3 and potentially even Claw 3. But there's nothing really until like late Darkshore that that's going to be good for it. So I'm kind of taking it easy on that. I'll figure I'll get to that at level like 20.
I don't have a target.
It'd be funny if cat peds randomly laid down and ignored you. Realism. Our 46 warlock died today in the swamp. Oh, that's so much time invested. It's pretty. I like to think of it as a high score. You know, I've never made it to a high score of 46. My high score is 18. I'll be happy if I get 19. I think I will. I think I can get to 19 just fine. If only I had skinning. That would be something. I would be doing pretty well. The warlock, I've said this like 17 times, but I'm like so proud of myself because, or not proud of myself. I'm pleased with my choices because she's tailoring and skinning. So everything she skins, she can either sell it on the auction house or she can vendor it. And it's just for pure profit because you can get so much leather, not only from the mobs that you farm that you can skin, but from you cleaning up after everybody else in the zone. And even, especially like low levels, like the vendor cost of that adds up pretty fast. It makes it way easier to pay for training, to pay for profession, you know, your thread and your profession skill ups and learning new recipes and stuff. It's awesome. I would recommend. Would do again. I need Moonstalker Sires and the Grizzled Thistlebears. There's a Grizzled Thistlebear. I'm also going to go back to aspect of the ranged attack power. I've got a new rank of it, so it's 35 extra ranged attack power. With Tuna, you can accomplish anything. The 3 farms at the human starting area are a skinning heaven. Boars everywhere. For Horde, I was just kind of going back and forth, like, Senjin Village to Razor Hill, up and down and up and down. There's boars and scorpions all along there, and a lot of people will just kind of kill them as they go by, just for extra incidental experience. Moonstalker Sire. So I want that Moonstalker. There's kind of like a lot of them going on over here. But I think I have enough room. Which won't back up too much. I think Durotar is my least favorite starting zone. Very meh. The vibe of it's not like my favorite compared to a lot of the other starting zones. And then it's also a ridiculous amount of travel time. Durotar is an awful lot of up and down and up and down and up and down and all the way to Orgrimmar and all the way down to Senjin and all the way, or like, I'm sure you can optimize it so that you're not covering quite so much ground. But if you're trying to be careful, there's some things that you're just going to leave for later and come back and do. And you've got kind of like high level stuff that, you know, Zalazane is level 10. You really shouldn't be going into Skull Rock until like 12. You've got like the Kultirans in the middle, and they're like lower level, but going into the building's pretty sketch unless you're in a group. What is this? It's an offhand, 2-stam, 2-spirit. That's a vendor, I think, but 8 silver. I'll take that. I want to find some more herbs. Maybe Gather Mate or something. I have not done Skull Rock yet on my Warlock. If I do it, I'll probably do it at like 13 or 14. I did it on my Hunter. I did it on my Horde Hunter at level like 11 or something like that, but I did it with Flabby. Like we went in as a pair. And that worked good. You know, this isn't a bad spot to farm either, because you're not that far from vendors. Like before, when I was farming, I was running all the way back to Aberdeen just to clear out my bags. And being able to dump bags at the Grove of the Ancients is pretty nice. I'm happy with that. Stat priority is still the same as retail. Hunters want agility. Yeah. There are a few like weirdnesses about it, but generally speaking, yeah, Agi is your go-to for a hunter. Spirit is a more important stat in Classic. It's basically not a stat anymore in retail. It's barely there. But Spirit's going to give you health and mana regenerates, which is nice even for non-healing classes. But any mana user, and even if you're not a mana user, just the health regen's nice. I want to top up my food buff. Kind of like Constitution. I'm guessing that's a Baldur's Gate thing. I haven't played that one. I want... I think I can just... I mean, there's only a few of the mobs that I need in this area, but I can probably just farm the rest of them while I wait for the ones that I need to spawn. We're almost halfway to 19. Getting levels up, even if you're not getting any gear upgrades for yourself, because my gear is still pretty rough. I have a gray vest. I have int belt. I have int gloves. I'm wearing a fair amount of druid gear, just because of the stam and the other stats on it. Like, my gear's not super hot, but just getting higher level gives you better, like, hit chance. It lets you get your weapon skills and stuff up, so you've got higher... it's just much easier to kill things. So I'll take levels even if I'm falling behind in gear. People used to laugh at Spirit back in the day. Int gets you mana and spell crit. Yeah. Are there any Moonstalker? You know, there's nothing really I need on this side of the river. Tang thing! Oh, that warlock better not die. That warlock, be safe out there. Tang thing. Had to stop mowing the lawn. I hit a wasp nest. Got stung on my leg 4 times. Oh. Other than Benadryl, anyone have any decent topical home remedies? That sucks. Oh gosh. That's awful. Benadryl's good. Yeah, Googling is going to be more help than I am. My advice is to do something that mentally engages you a lot to get your mind off of it. Just to buy you some time. Play some WoW. Take a nap if you can. Just try and get out of your own head so you're not thinking about it.
I can't cast that yet.
That was always my strat for getting through any, like, illness or injury that was really physically uncomfortable, was just to drown it out with distraction. I've never seen someone die in front of me in this game. I have yet to witness a death in hardcore. I've seen a lot of them on Deathlog, but I haven't witnessed it myself. I'm gonna, I think, maybe drop off at the Grove of the Ancients and vendor a bunch of stuff, and then try south of the lake. It looks like there's more spawns down there. Maybe a few more of the ones that I need. However, I also have not, I have not hung out near the Defias Pillagers. Apparently that's a good way to watch people die. Oh, for a moment I thought a cat was stealthed and had, like, spawned on me, but it was just my own cat. It was Tuna. Pillagers are so mean. When are you going to go to the Eastern Kingdoms? When it's absolutely undeniably necessary. Which I think is not for a while. I think I can live my life out here pretty easily for some time.
Far away.
Wonder if you could just set up a lawn chair by the Undercity elevator, watch Fate take its course. Oh, I got a Swift Thistle with the Mage Royal. I can make an Agi file. Hopefully I find more. For some reason I thought Swift Thistle only spawned with Briarthorn. I'm just incorrect. Oh, so it's like, where's the Hippogriff coming from? It's a flight path. I see. Also, I have not gone Minor Agi. Yeah. Plus, it's going to get that 1 stack file out of my bags. 1 hour, 4 extra Agi. Let's go. Where are the Ancients is on the south side anyway? Okay, so this is more of the mobs that I need, but they are a little bit denser, so I'm going to try and be a bit cautious about where I'm pulling them to. Peace Bloom there. Level 29. Hate Ashenvale. So many Alliance guards, it's scary. Will they aggro you if you walk in front of them? I haven't been to any areas with hostile guards yet. Do you have to like attack them, or do you just get too close and then you gotta like abort? In hardcore specifically. Pets in Classic or random drop only? There's some vendor pets. You can spend 50 silver at a city vendor, or maybe 45 if you have honored rep, and get yourself a pet. There's also some crafted ones. Engineers can make the mechanical squirrels as an example.
I need to get closer.
But pets are also a bag slot. You have to carry around the item that summons them in your bag with you, which, if you are tight for bag slots, is kind of a tough proposition. It's a tough call. There are level 18 furbolgs here. The buzz box is on the road. There's a peace bloom right over here. That camp could be sketchy. I think I'm gonna go around it. I'm alright. I might like pick one off the edge just to see how it feels. That's a thistle bear. That's a melee guy. Pull back. I need something to do with Blackwood Spices, but I think it's a different camp. Ooh, Tiger's Eye. That's a free silver. Oh, I missed. The thing that spooks me most about humanoid camps is respawns. If they're spread out like this, I think it's mostly pretty safe. And if anything, like a good place to farm, because you're going to get like... I got wool cloth from that. I think that was my first wool cloth. Silver leaf up there. There's a bear over here somewhere. Yeah. Another defense file in a second. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Magnifaction. No battle pets. You can't battle them, but you can have companions with you. You can have vanity pets. Hazel the Warlock had a mechanical squirrel before she died. Oh. Apparently, one thing I really want to try on my second Warlock for the humanoid run thing is if you Curse of Recklessness them, they apparently won't run, which sounds incredibly useful for when you're fighting like one of those tight camp pulls where you really need it to not pull any of their friends. I am very interested. I'm real stoked for my Warlock redo because I just want to do everything differently. Like this time on my second Warlock, I got like the level 5 wand as soon as I could afford it. I'm gonna get the level 11 wand. I've like saved up for in advance. I'm gonna put that thing on like immediately once I can use it. I definitely let my wand slack. I'm also using corruption more. Just changing, doing a few things different. Buzzbox. I got a 6 slot bag, although I don't really need it. But I, appreciate it. What does the special brew do? Just a typical alcoholic beverage. That's okay. Here's Grimclaw. There's Grove of the Ancients. Moonstalker pelts and stuff. Let's go back to the Grove and clear up some bag space, eh? Got some stuff we can get rid of here. Wool cloth, 1 silver auction price. I should save that and try and sell some of it. I think that's good stuff. I think, tailors probably need a ton of it. And not nearly as many people are farming wool as are farming linen. So I think you could do pretty well on that. Are you also taking the corruption talent? Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, there's wool bandages. There's also wool bags. Wool bags are 8 slots. And then if you get through wool to silk, silk is when you make the 10 slots, and that's where you're making the money.
My goods are of the highest quality.
Alright, I'm vendoring that. And that. And that. I might try and sell those a little bit. I might chuck those up and see what I can get for those. Maybe not 40 silver, but that's something. Gold is tempting, but I think I want the bandages. The bristle whisker. I mean, I could feed him the clams too, but the catfish is what I'm mostly feeding Tuna because they're level 15, so they last him a lot longer. Okie dokie. This is a safe place for me, so I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Huh. Damavon, what happened? No! What? What? I wonder if I can find it. I guess I don't know if you're Twilight Thug. Last words. T-Y. Oh man, the last word. Sacrifice me! Run! Oh, I'm so sorry. 2 spawn on top of me, paladin close by, just watch me die. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Oh, you made it to 18 and a warrior. That is an achievement. That's a big accomplishment. All good. Oh, man. You gotta... What is... I don't know. 18 and a warrior, pretty good IMO. That's a high score. Oh, man, though. I'm real nervous about those now. That red patch is extra scary. Like, you're exactly my level too. Ah, jeez. We go again. Next expansion should be Murloc themed. I would be down. I mean, we've done Murloc. We've gone undercover with Murlocs before, but did that character ever die? The one that used to dress up in Murloc suits and hang out with Murlocs and learn their languages and trade them shells and stuff. I could revisit that. He was good. All right, let's farm a few things over here. I'm definitely not doing the Absent-Minded Prospector. That is a bait. There's also some stuff up north that I can like do and also turn in. There is some stuff up north I can do. I'd like to get the rest of my Moonstalker pelts. Oh, I know what quest this is actually. That's the one I see. That's like the Grimclaw quest. That's a Silverleaf over there. Do I want to try and maybe farm these guys a little bit? I don't have any quests for them just yet. I bet you if I do the Blackwood stuff from farther up north, I'll get quests for these mobs. Do you think he'll continue playing hardcore in 10.17? I think I will not be done with it yet on stream. Hang on, I see you guys have sent. Where's my sent? I don't think I'll be done with it yet on... Or pardon me. I don't think I'll be done with it. I am going to start mixing in some retail streams though. I gotta stream the new patch at least a little bit. Remind myself of the game that I know and love and have played for all these years. I kind of want to just hang out and farm those, but I'm gonna... So that's just turning it a sea creature. Are there any more sea creatures down here that I want to get? If we can go all the way down the beach, cautiously, then we could maybe get a few more of them. Beach sea. Can I just pick all of them up? Can I just get all of the sea turtles and then bring them all back? Is that an option? I'm not going to get anything from that Silverleaf. Hardcore is life now. I can't imagine... Oh, hi, sweetie. Wanting to do this forever. Although, I don't know. You have to assume at a certain point there's... You start wanting to play games where you can, like, I don't know, keep your investment. I think what I want, and I don't know how realistic this is, I think what I want is to keep playing hardcore, maybe off and on, I might need breaks, but keep playing hardcore until I get a level 60. I don't have any desire to raid or do dungeons or anything. I don't want to actually do endgame, but I would love to get to level 60 and then have that character as like a record of my accomplishment. It feels like getting a personal achievement. I think that's what I would like, is I would like to get to 60 on a character. And then if it's fun to do it, then maybe I'll be like, okay, now I want to get to 60 on a different class. And then I would maybe do like Warlock, Hunter, and Priest. And those are the only 3 classes I have any interest in playing in Classic. The rest of them can all bite me. I only like the pet classes, and then I'll make an exception for Priest because priests are my friend. I've always liked Priest, but am I saying that my goal is to have 3 60s? Because that's like an aggressive amount of time invested. I'll see how I feel when I start getting up into higher levels because, well, we'll just have to see how we feel. I think it is possible to not quite guarantee a 60, but if you go slow and steady enough, I think you can be very safe. I don't think you need to take any risks to level up. I think that people just end up doing it anyways. But I can see how easy it is to get tempted into taking risks. So, I don't know. You just have to do your best and find out. Any other roguelikes other than Don't Starve? I never even thought of this as a roguelike before. Yeah, or at least roguelites. Hades is a good example, I think. I played a bunch of Hades. It's got to be another one. I do get into them, though. I don't think... When I think of... I guess it's a roguelite. That's the first time I've ever heard it put into that context. Yeah. I did get the Green Knight, told Matt. There's a little clip of it on my YouTube channel. Hard to gauge risk. All it takes is one extra mob to spawn on top of you when you aren't ready to manage it. There's a lot of RNG in that regard. Hard to be careful for hundreds of hours. Yeah, I totally agree. Especially if I'm going to stream for any amount of it. You remind me Hades 2 is coming out. We play with Zagreus' sister. Oh, nice. No, I was going to say I should do a Hades replay. No, stop. You're doing enough things. Less games, more laundry, etc. Actually, I'm on top of my laundry. I need to vacuum though. My home has a light layer of dust. Not dust, fluff. From the fluffy beds, blankets, and/or toys that Moose has been ravaging. They tend to shed, and I need to vacuum it up because otherwise he licks it up, and I'm not ready for my puppy to have a hairball. Tempted to make a man call, start sending like half my silver to it every time I rest. Loss protection. Yeah, it's really smart, especially if you want to have that ready for starting your second character to make it easier to do the second time. I haven't been doing it because I feel like I almost like being broke when I start because it makes me feel more excited to like grind and farm and make gold on that character from the get-go. But it would be dramatically easier to have like a gold when you first start a character to just start out with the bags and stuff. There's good arguments to be made in favor of both. Do you think of shaving your head as reducing the need to vacuum slightly? I think I vacuumed the same amount as before. It definitely eliminated the need to de-shed the vacuum. Like, you know the thing where you go to the vacuum and you take the roller and you take like a freaking box cutter or something and then you have to like cut all the wound hair off of it before it breaks your vacuum? That's not a problem when you have really short hair. That's nice. It also, cleaning drains is still necessary and it's still gross, but it is not nearly as bad and does not need to be done nearly as often when you don't have long hair around, even if you are usually pretty good about managing your long hair. I've always found it impossible to be perfect. Oh, matriarchs are scary. Matriarchs are scary. I don't need to be fighting that. There's no reason for me to fight that. I'm not gonna. Let's go do something else. Let's try level 17 reef crawler. Get some crabs. Make some food. Love my cooking. Started hardcore, thoroughly enjoying it. How do you get the heat map in Deathwatch? Add-ons. Deathlog, and then I'm also using Leatrix maps. Those two together get the map going for me. And then the death alerts are from Deathlog. It does seem a bit spotty recently. Sometimes I've been finding that Deathlog will stop updating. Needs a reload every now and then, but... Where can I learn staffs for my Gnome Warlock? There'll be a weapon trainer. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly where the different weapons are for... Actually, I learned staves in Darnassus, but I don't know if it's only Darnassus. You might want to check in Stormwind at Wuping. Is it only Darn? Because if so, that's rough. You might be stuck with daggers and swords for a bit. I know you can do swords for sure. You can learn a one-handed sword in whatchamacallit, Stormwind. Darn or Stormwind. Okay. Yeah, because if you can do it in Stormwind, then that's way better. You don't want to be... No one wants to be doing the wetlands run before they have to. Oh, am I not shooting? I thought I was shooting. Tune, I'm sorry. I didn't play Classic when it was new. My first WoW experience was during Wrath of the Lich King. I didn't start until Wrath. The Wetlands run is the run from Menethil Harbor into Alliance Zones. It's what you can also swim down the coast if you choose to. Basically for Alliance, the Night Elf starting zone is kind of cut off from the human and dwarf and gnome areas. And the area that you need to go through is like a level 20 zone, so you're going to have very dangerous mobs that will aggro you and chase you down and kill you, even if you're running on the road. So it's a spicy thing for low-level characters to try to do. The smart thing to do is either to swim it, or to be a higher level when you do it, or, yeah, just be a higher level when you do it. That's kind of my plan. I'm just planning to stay, as a Night Elf, I'm just staying in Night Elf zones until I am a high enough level to, like, reasonably be in wetlands anyways. Because even if I don't want to fight any of the mobs, being a higher level is going to reduce the range at which they would aggro to me, which makes the run safer. But I don't really need anything in Stormwind or Ironforge right now. I'm willing to forgo the weapons training for the moment. I have enough weapons, I'm kind of good. So it's a later me problem. How old would I have been when WoW came out? 04? Was it 04? I was 12 in 04, I think. Is that right? I was born in 92. Yeah, I would have been 12. Okay, so that's Murlocs. They are level 17. That one is aggroed to somebody. I'm gonna help. I'm not setting my pet all the way in because their pet's almost dead. They're rezzing their pet. Hunters gotta watch out for each other. That's a level 15. They're at like half health. Thank you for helping them on their behalf. Oh, scary. I'm a little nervous about respawns. But it looks like they are clear for the moment. If it's no good, I'll just run. What's today's hardcore Hazel crankiness index? I'm gonna let that one slide, but it's not my favorite joke. Leveling dungeons are great. Yeah. I'm alright. I'm good. Murlocs. Murderlocks. Elder Thresher. I don't know if I'm in range of it. No, we're okay. I just want the Strangle Cult. Watch the breath bar. How am I doing on crab meat? Also, how come I can't use spacebar to like swim up in Classic? What's up with that? That's upsetting to me. 3 crawler meat. I want to get it like 15 of them. I think that would be really good for my cooking. I also want to get a little bit away from. Well, there's more Murlocs down there. Those are level 19s though. We don't need to be there just yet. I want to kill crabs, but not this close to the Murloc spawn. Can't use spacebar to go up. You know what I think it probably is? The spacebar on this keyboard's kind of given out. I think I just need to swap my keyboard back. This keyboard's been fine. It's been good, but I'm having some, even when it's clean, I'm having some troubles with some keys kind of failing on it. So I think I just need to rotate back to my Logitech one. It might be that I'm leaning on the spacebar and I just didn't hit it hard enough in the right spot to have it work. I don't jump all that much in WoW, so I usually don't notice. Okay, I am definitely not doing the Absent-Minded Prospector. That's a hard no. I'm not going to do that. That's a level 19 beach sea turtle. We're going to leave those ones alone for now. I almost have enough Moonstalker pelts. I'm not messing with the Matriarchs. We're going to kind of scoot norther a bit. I'm also not doing Merc Deep yet. That can be a later me problem as well. Doesn't jump in WoW. Welcome to casters. Well, ranged. I know I'm not a caster right now, but I'm usually a caster main. I guess some casters jump too. It's just never been me. I'm not a very twitchy player. I don't like spam jumping. I don't like wiggling a lot. And watching streams of people that do gives me a bit of seasickness. Need a keyboard, don't have to take apart. I feel like basically any mechanical keyboard, you're going to need to remove the keycaps to do a really deep clean, but you should be able to do enough work with some compressed air that you don't need to do that much more than once a year. But also, taking the keycaps off and putting them on shouldn't really, well, I was going to say shouldn't degrade it that much, but I might be talking about maybe it's, I guess it depends on how it's built, keycaps quality, stuff like that. Not a fan of DH in retail. I'm really not. I finally leveled one, which is more than I can say for a couple of other, it's more than I can say for a couple of other specs and classes. But I ended up doing Vengeance tanking in dungeons. Yeah, not wildly my thing. I also barely play Rogue, and when I do, I play Assassination, and I just, like, stand in front of things not to attack them. Build combo points, spend on damage, repeat. Watching you play hardcore has impressed on me that maybe my strategy of choosing my hunter pet by cuteness index might be a little wrong. It's not the worst thing you can do in Classic, honestly. Like, yes, there are differences between the different pets. So there is going to be technically, like, a right choice, but they're not that... It's more of a min-maxing thing than, like, an absolute necessity thing. Especially for hardcore. Like, your pet's attack speed, yeah, they'll have different attack speeds, but their actual DPS should even out. Like, a pet that attacks more slowly should do more damage with each bite, so as long as you're... It will still matter in some situations, but it's really not that big of a deal. Barbaric cloth gloves. Ooh, level 10. Strength Stam Spirit. Love to see it. Those are... I don't... Is anybody really going to buy those? They have strength on them and they're cloth. Oh, man. They'll also have different weights in terms of their, like, armor versus health versus DPS, but in hardcore, armor and health are actually pretty valuable. Like, in regular Classic, yeah, you would want to go all in on your damage so that you can do more DPS, but having a tankier pet is gonna pay off, I think, in hardcore, so... And then some of them weights aren't gonna quite keep up with each other, but I think you're fine. I think your cute pet's gonna do right by you. I want to find a safe place, and then I want to scoop my cat's box because it's stinky in here now. I love those strength cloth items. Are you implying that Panther isn't a cutie patootie? Nah, never. I think Tuna's adorable. Yeah, having a pet that's easy to feed, I think, is really important. I think having a pet with, like, a good ability, especially, I think a lot of people have, or not a lot of people, but I think there's a temptation to tame, like, a certain type of pet because some guide said that it can learn some ability. But then, like, if you don't even go out of your way to get that ability to train it, like, maybe you have a bird and you got it so it can screech, but, like, the higher rank of screech is from a mob that's, like, nowhere close to the zone that you're leveling, that it would be way too dangerous to even go get and learn, so you just have, like, a bird, you know? Most of the, in my opinion, which is just one opinion, but in my opinion, most of the value of your hunter pet is going to come from just using it to help you manage aggro and to do flat attack damage, and then just to have, you know, it's just damage. The extra abilities are nice, but they're not, you can certainly live and level without them. Grove of the Ancients. Grove of the Ancients. Heading over this way. Moonstalker Sire. The Sires are okay, because they don't come with ads. Boars are great. Eat everything. Very convenient. My troll hunter has a boar named Oink. I like that you get to name your pet. I'm glad that you could still do that in Classic. I almost wanted my pet to have a name roll, like a slash, like a random name that you could do, kind of like you do for characters. But then, But then I named it Tuna. Level 13, not dead. Congrats, Matt. I'm halfway to level 19. we're making some progress. We have 4 or 5 Moonstalker pelts, although I think that quest actually doesn't give me experience. It gives me an item, a magical cloak that allows you to walk unhindered, like to be basically friendly to the bears. Got into level 10, kept going until I was the right level to tame a giraffe. They were not tameable, it was devastating. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey, this guy's finally here. I wonder why he was gone this whole time. Maybe he like... Oh, it's an escort quest. It's escort all the way to Ashenvale. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say maybe later. I'm gonna give you a strong maybe next time. Oh. What else can I get rid of? I was gonna try and sell those. I'm vendoring the strength cloth. I have 2 sea creature bones to turn in. Aboriginal bands. Oh, the tree sound scared me. I also need to get more arrows next time I'm back in town. I've used half my arrow supply.
Good luck, friend.
Food and drink. Trade supplies. No general goods? That would be asking too much. That quest is Omega bait. Alright, I will be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. That was an adventure. There was a mosquito in my bathroom, and I was like unwilling to let it go because I know that's gonna be the next night biter. It's how it starts. And usually mosquitoes are like pretty easy to catch because they're not that fast. But this one was just like a little bit faster than me, like 12 times in a row. But it's over now. Bert the Loud Tree. Died in hardcore. Hope you've done better. I've died once. This is my second character. But I'm back. I caught up to the level where I died before, so I'm back into new and uncharted territory. There's a peace bloom right here somewhere. Oh, right there it is. These herbs are like really hard to see. I can see why they made them like glitter. Yeah, there's mosquitoes in Canada. Especially, you get more. It's not too bad in the city, but you get a little more in a rural area, a little more in the woods, anywhere where there might be like standing water around. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of them. Hi, Miss Kira. How you doing, kitty cat? I got 26 minutes to find another piece of Swift Thistle. Okay. Not doing that. I kind of want the last Moonstalker pelt. We've come this far. Rare and slow back in Portugal. They're not rare and not slow. Running joke is in the Arctic is that the mosquitoes have airplane ID numbers under their wings. Oh, there's a chest over there. There's some bait. Yeah, I've never been north. I've never been very far north. I've never been like farther north than like halfway up the island. Maybe a little farther than halfway. Like Black River kind of. But I have heard a lot of stories from family that's lived in like the Yukon. Big mosquitoes. It kind of made me not want to visit, honestly. Like, oh, everyone's come in the summer, the weather's beautiful. I mean, there's, you know, life-sucking, gigantic, enormous bugs, but what do you do? Yeah, I am the maximum south that you can really be around here. I am pretty far south. We are, I think, below the 49th parallel here in Victoria. If they drew the border in a safe line, in a straight line, this particular city would be American. You are close enough to the border here that if you are on the right beach, your phone is going to start roaming. It's true. It's a real problem. Or it's a real problem if your phone charges you money when it starts roaming. Hey, my 5th Moonstalker pelt. When you look at that. Also, look, it's bait. I'm not necessarily going to go for it. The very south of Norway, comparatively far north. Yeah, I'm farther north than I was in the States, but I would never say that I live in like the great, like the north. I am in a very, very temperate climate here. Oh, Victoria in particular is like the best, like one of the reasons why it's so stinking expensive to live here is it's basically the nicest climate in Canada because you're in the rain shadow of the Olympic Mountains, so it doesn't even rain as much here as it does like up island. Like Duncan and Nanaimo are both going to get way more rain than you get right here because it just doesn't dump in this particular part quite as badly. It'll get windy, and it will rain some, don't get me wrong, but it's certainly not, it's a lot drier than it is in other places. Horseflies, worse than mosquitoes. I haven't seen one since I moved back. That's more of like a hiking summer thing. I used to see those. They were a problem at like camp, basically. I'm getting out of here. Worth it. Well, not really worth it. I got a Tiger's Eye, 57 copper, and a lesser healing potion. But I'm out of there.
I'm out of range.
Don't say I never did anything fun. A lot of snow? Not typically. Last year, yes, and it was weird. Like, we got a decent amount of snow last year, to the point that it shut the city down more than once. And people were just like stumping around the streets being like, this is weird. Like you would make the small talk with the people that you came across and being like, this never happens, except that it happened like a month ago. We got a big snowfall right around Christmas time. Camille Glitz, thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. Hope you had a good stream. Died today at level 19. Oh, rest in peace. What should I play in Classic? Main Evoker and Hunter in Retail. On one hand, I want to recommend Hunter because I think it's a great hardcore class, especially if you're trying to solo. It'll be kind of interesting as somebody that mains Hunter on Retail. The only reason I'm hesitant to recommend Hunter is that there's just a decent amount of reading. There's quite a few differences between Classic Hunter and Retail Hunter that are not intuitive. You kind of... I don't want to say you have to read a guide to figure them out, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't know how they're expecting you to guess it without reading the guide to figure it out. So, I would say Hunter. If you do Hunter, there's a great guide in WoW-Patopia. They have a classic section, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. I like Warlock, but Hunter does a lot more damage. I'm a warrior, Andy. Been quite a ride so far. Oh, 32. What was I doing? Not that. Definitely not that. Not that. No, not those. Not that. All the way back to Aberdeen. Let's take a little Hearthstone. Hi, kitty cat. You see this? You see this little feline? Hi, sweetie. You're really soft. I don't know if you can respec. I'm not real familiar with how that works in Classic. Okay, let's vendor some stuff and let's buy some more arrows. How's my gold doing? I have 1 gold, 17, and it's gonna be more in a minute here. 3 crawler meat. I have 1 gold, 19. Paid 1 gold initially, goes up in price. Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's a dungeon quest. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Does Deathlog lag your map? Not for me. Working on Trader's Tender yesterday. Any idea why some raid bosses don't count? Does it say that they have to be... Usually it used to be just bosses. Does it say they need to be current level raid bosses? Did they change it? They might have done. Okay, so I got the Enchanted Moonstalker cloak. It's also just a better cloak than my cloak. 3 stam, 1 charge on the use effect. I hope they don't make me give it back. It's like a much better cloak than my normal cloak. 5 minutes of invis, 1 charge. Ugh. What do you want? Oh yeah, that's right. Nothing that I'm interested in. Dungeons in hardcore is basically like dungeons in classic. People will generally try to over level them to make them safer. You don't see as many people die in dungeons as you would think, mostly because people do tend to be quite cautious. Although people have certainly died in dungeons. General trade supplies. Need 1 stack of mild spices. I'll make some crab cakes. Oh yeah, that's true. The lockout. That's right. I'm gonna look in cooking recipes. I'm gonna look up Wowhead, and then we go to classic, and then cooking. I just want to look at the cooking skill. I'm cooking 115. You look at the recipes and you sort them by skill. I've been doing this for various professions to see what else I can learn and like where it's from. So at 115, so at 110, there's Big Bear steaks, succulent pork ribs, seasoned wolf kebabs were at 100, crispy lizard tail. I could learn how to cook the catfish, just to get the level up. And I want to make some new buff food. Those are 6 stam 6 spirit. Big Bear is 6 stam 6 spirit. That might be Big Bear steak. Recipe, Big Bear steak. Can be purchased in Ashenvale, so... Although that looks like a horde camp. Yeah, it's a horde purchase. Quest reward? Yeah, well, worry about it later. I want arrows. Remember the Shadowlands food? Yeah.
How may I help?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Be careful.
I am still only 18, so I don't need any new training, I don't think. I think if I look at what can I train... these are all things that I chose not to train. I didn't get multi-shot. I could have done. It's very rare right now for me that I am damaging more than 1 enemy at a time. So I don't... And it's also like it's a huge mana cost. I figure I would rather... If I'm fighting multiple mobs, my best bet is to dump my mana into single target damage to finish one of them off for safety. So I decided not to train multi-shot. Oh, 2 more beach sea creatures to turn in. Some silver. And some experience, not too bad. I don't really need to go back for anything. All I want to do now, I think I can get that Blackwood grain sample. But if it seems sketchy, then I'll just kind of poke around that area and grind for a bit. We don't have to do it. I do have a quest that's telling me, hey, you can go to Ashenvale now. You want to go to Ashenvale? Maybe not yet. Same thing with Volcor. I'm going to worry about that later. Let's hang out maybe up here a little bit and see. Just being careful of the red zones. I'm not really going to go in here, even if the mushrooms are level 15. Not yet, anyways. Yeah, there's neutral auction houses in the goblin zones. I would be surprised if they're very active right now because just not many people have made it there. you've got a very small percentage of people that even make it past like level 25 or so, and those auction houses are not in low level zones. So you would need not only somebody to make it there, but also to have like got the recipe and then decided to sell it. I bet you there's an alliance quest reward. I just didn't see it. Den Mother. Now my lowest level quests for Darkshore. Cave Mushrooms is one, and then to find and kill the Den Mother is another one for low B quests. Well, not low B, but lower level than nothing. Hi, Hazel. Hello, Sunny Moon. How are you doing today? What's your cat's name? You like tuna? Tuna likes tuna. Hey, Tuna. You want to taunt that mob for me? The grid of the map. It's the Deathlog heat map. It's showing where people tend to die, and it's just a little bit, I'm sure it's done in like a grid format, which is why it looks a bit pixelated. Two quests you mentioned are ones I remember as being very dangerous from vanilla playing. Wait, what's that? What did I run by? Oh, it's Peace Bloom. That's fine. I need basically anything but Peace Bloom and Silverleaf now. Mostly for Swift Thistle would be nice. If I want to level Swift Thistle, Strangle Kelp, and then Blackmouth Oil, I may need to do some fishing for Oily Blackmouth. There are Oily Blackmouth schools you can fish out, and I should have enough fishing skill now. Especially after all that fishing for the Electropellers. My fishing skill is up to 115, which I'm pretty pleased with, so that'll do. That'll help. So I'm not going to commit to anything, but I'm going to poke around on the right here a little bit. See how we feel about these different mobs. 14 and 16. We're getting pretty close to a level up. It won't be a learn skills kind of level up, but still be nice for experience. What sort of creature is Sylvie? Slyvern, which is a WoW thing. Kind of like a fennec fox crossed with a flying squirrel. I think I might make it to 19 today. I believe. 3.5 bars. You could probably sell Strider meat. There's people that are farming it early on for a quest. I'm pleased with having made it this far in Darkshore. I was extremely afraid of Darkshore because of Deathlog, because of how many people I saw, especially at low levels. It seems like your first transition into the second zone is a really dicey time for a lot of characters. So I had some real concerns. Terrified of Westfall. I have yet to go to Westfall. I haven't gotten a character that's in those areas up to those levels yet. My gnome was going to do it after Loch Modan, but then she died immediately in Loch Modan. She died really, really early in Stone Splinter Sears. Watch out for him. Enjoyed leveling here. Darkshore appears to be the most dangerous. Is it? I feel like there must be more people that die in Westfall. Partly because it defies pillagers, but partly just because I think a great deal more characters go through Westfall than would go through Darkshore. Pretty much only Night Elves are out here. You will see the occasional human or something that made the run, but for the most part, humans, gnomes, and dwarves all have enough to do in their zones that they don't really need to come up here at low levels. So they're not going to be in harm's way as much. It's basically just night elves. Mechanical things are immune to taunts and fears in Westfall. Oh, man. Yeah, Redridge. Redridge frightens me. I've never been, but I was watching, Flabby was there on his rogue a bit, and that looked, scary. Since some pet classes get specifically mauled by the scarecrow golems. Dead Ridge. Oh, because their pet can't taunt them. I don't know if I knew that they couldn't be taunted. I knew they couldn't be diseased. I remember being a priest and getting Devouring Plague in Classic and then being like, what do you mean I can't give this robot the plague? Excuse me? But that's what it is. I can't talk about priests. I'm going to want to make one. Stick with the character you're on. I can't believe I have Altaholic Syndrome in hardcore. Like, you'd think if there was any version of this game I would want to stick to one character, it would be this one. I mean, to poison, taunt, and bleed. Flabby's highest tune. Oh, you'd have to ask him. Wheel of Time Season 2? Different? Looks like the budget tripled. Different better? Or just different? I watched a few things where they had more budget and it was not a favor. Shows how fun playing hardcore is. I think so. There's another silver leaf over there. I have all the ults I'm allowed on Skull. Are you guys keeping... When your hardcore character dies, are you keeping it on the server as a ghost? Transferring it off server? Or just deleting it? I've been doing number one. I've been keeping memorials as a ghost. But if my server started to get super crowded, I could totally see myself either transferring or deleting them just to like make room. Fallen Heroes. Delete so I can go again with the same name. Okay, these are level 16. I'm pretty happy with the amount of damage I'm doing, at least. At some point I'm going to have to check around and see if I can get any better bows. I'm currently using a reinforced bow. It does 7.5 damage per second, required level 16. It was a vendor bow. Decent, recommend. I'm not, like, upset with my damage, but more damage is always good for safety. The faster you can kill things, the faster they stop hitting you. Still reading Dune. No. Finish Dune. I'm in a reread of Lord of the... Well, when I say I finished Dune, I should say I finished the first 6 Dune novels and decided to stop there. That's more accurate. I did not read every piece of Dune media known to man, but I did read the original 6 that were written by Frank Herbert. And now I'm rereading Lord of the Rings. I didn't realize how much I missed Tolkien. I like your shirt. Conserve wildlife. I like the message. I like the moose on it. And I liked that it was secondhand. I do buy new clothes too. I'm a bit of a sucker for clothes, but I extra like it when I can find a used item that I really like. I find that those always end up being like my favorite shirts, are my thrifted and vintage shirts. They feel a little more special.
It is too far away.
Blackwood or Doom with a capital D. Yeah. The Dead Zone does span pretty decent length. I got 5 minutes left of my puff. Do I have any more Swift Thistle? No, I need more Swift Thistle so I can make another one of these Lesser Agiviles. These are good experience. I wouldn't go very far in. Although, I say that now. Watch me see a chest and be like, ooh, what if? There we go. We got our sample. What do we have to do with it? I feel like that should have completed a quest. Gather a sample of fruit, nut, and grain. Mix the bowl. Place it near the bonfire close to the Cliff Spring River at the northern camp. Mix the bowl. Oh man, that was just the nut sample. I also need a fruit and a grain sample. Man, these are organized furbolgs. That's funny. Alright, alright. I'm just gonna kind of rotate carefully. I'm making this one go away. Cat named Tuna. That's funny. Partly inspired by all of the pets and the funny pet memes I saw during my multiple-month obsession with checking shelter and rescue websites at all the adoptable listings. Hope my elf can make it to level 19 too. Good luck, Hazel. Good luck, casual gaming plant. Hazel, I put 96k Hazel bucks in you surviving, so don't go too crazy. A lot of people bet on death today. Or, I guess not a lot of people. I don't know if it was a lot of people. A lot of points were bet on death today. What was your favorite name in that phase? There was at the Greater Vancouver SPCA a Great Pyrenees puppy. The fluffiest, whitest, most toilet paper advertisement looking thing you've ever seen in your life. And its name was Mayo. Now that's gonna be a big dog. Oh man. I didn't apply for it because I was like, there's no way they're ever gonna give me this puppy. But then the first puppy I applied for, they gave to me. I don't know. Moose eats a lot, and he's gonna eat a lot more. But I think Mayo might have eaten me at a house and home if I'd gone the Mayo route. Great Pyrenees become big. Don't have to pay for pets at the shelter. Not quite true. No, there will be adoption fees. There should be adoption fees to help make sure people are serious about adoption, and those fees also go towards helping run the shelter, helping pay for vet care for the animals that they're caring for there, especially pets that are harder to adopt. So if you're adopting a very desirable pet like a puppy, they might charge a higher fee so that they can take some of that extra money and then put it towards, you know, getting the dental surgery for the 17-year-old cat that is a much harder pet to adopt out that still needs care. It will still usually not be as much money as you might get, as you might spend if you were trying to like buy a purebred puppy from a breeder, but it's it will certainly still cost money. I got a green. I got a green. Int spirit. Any druids? any druids want some sick leather legs? What if I just see a random druid in the field and I just give it to them? I'm just like, here, take it. Some shelters name their pets names so that you'll want to rename them immediately. I feel like it's kind of like storm naming. They just go through a lot of them. They want them to have unique names so that they don't get mixed up too much with other pets that are at the shelter within a given time frame. So they'll have themes, you know, rescues will have litters named after different, you know, media characters or different things. Harder to adopt. Harder to adopt just means that it's not as desirable of a pet to the general population, so that pet might have might spend longer looking for the right family, either because people just don't want it, because maybe it's the wrong age or the wrong color or the wrong size, maybe people have prejudices against the particular breed. Or it could be a pet that has medical issues or behavior issues or both. So a pet that is going to need lifelong skin medication is not going to be as easy to find a family for, because some people are going to look at that and be like, well, what if I adopt a pet that isn't going to need lifelong skin medication? Stuff like that. Can you guys... Nope, all right, we're going to do it. I should have just done it earlier, but oh, I did see the healing word out of my screen. At least we pulled it back so we weren't about to aggro any more of them. Shelters also have deals where if you adopt 2 cats, you get an extra cat for free. Don't ask me how I know. Oh. Morning, Hazel. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. I thought that was the end. Yeah. Yeah, black cats and dogs will have a harder time. You're right, because the superstitions. One of the more modern kind of gross reasons why people may not adopt darker colored dogs is because they're not naturally as photogenic with just like cheap cameras. Really dark colors in pets in photos will kind of blend together a bit. The photo will naturally get a bit muddy unless you have like a good photographer who knows how to balance it. So they don't look as like instantly appealing as the lighter colored puppy. And some people will just subconsciously not prefer their pictures, and then other people will be like, I want to put my dog on Instagram. I'm getting the cuter one or whatever, which is gross, but that is a real thing, as awful as that is. I'm still missing the grain sample. That might be from the other camp. Hazel the Warlock. There it is. There's the record. I kind of want a black cat one day too. A little house panther. But I just love all cats. I love the kitties. Moose is darker colored than his 2 siblings were, but he's certainly not an all black dog. He's got black fur on the back, but he's got like this tan brown face, and then he's got like these sort of gray wolf looking patches behind his ears, and he's got like some husky fur coming out. He's beautiful. He's my beautiful baby boy. I want that one. There's the grain sample. That bear could back away from the camp. That would be great. Hard to see black cats in the dark. Have to be careful not to step on ours as they lounge in the steps. Cats can be stealthy too. When Miss Kira's underfoot in the kitchen, you gotta really watch out, because you will not know she's there until you've messed up. I was trying to think if I'd ever seen a cat that I didn't think was cute. I've seen a lot of cats. I see them in windows. I see them on balconies. I see them on the street. I see them on the internet. I've seen a lot of cats. I don't know if I have yet to meet a cat and not be like, oh my god, this is so cute. Like, they're all cute. I like the grumpy ones. I like the fuzzy ones. I like the sleek ones. I like the naked ones. I don't think they live there anymore, but I saw some like Sphinx cats. Never outside, but like in a window. And I'd never seen one in person before, and I was like hypnotized. Naked cats. Oh. Alright, back away from the Furbolg camp. That should be everything I need. Fruit, grain, and nuts. Oh, requires the North Bonfire. North Bonfire. Summon Zebraxis. Oh, I didn't know I was summoning something. Slay the satyr and then take the talisman back. I want to look at the area. If that's crowded, that's kind of no good. Oh, somebody is summoning Zebraxis. Watch out for this one. Yeah. Rats in the ding. Oh, thank you. I'm taking another one of these. I think I have yet to notice that proc. But we'll have to see. I'm gonna pop another one of these. I'm gonna make a fresh minor defense. I mean, I could put a wisdom elixir up. There's just no point. I just level 5 my rogue. Almost died to spiders. Yeah, I'm not gonna commit to it. I just want to kind of look at the area and see what we're looking at here. Are the NPCs harder than they were originally? No, I don't think so. I think that we're all discovering danger when it's irretrievable. Like, there are areas before where you might have died, but then just kind of forgotten about it because it wasn't that big of a deal. That's the bonfire. That's a lot of furbolgs. I'm gonna not. I'm gonna not. I don't think so. That's a group quest kind of situation. You can pick up the basket if someone else summons and kills it. I don't wanna, I'm not gonna. It's a good tip. I want to make my way up there, pick that one up, and see if I like that as a farm spot. See if I like any of that. Maybe I can pick off some mobs around the towers, just to kind of grind a little bit. Should I go vendor stuff? I have 6 bag slots left. Here, 7 bag slots left. Yeah. Wait, what is that? Peace plan. Yeah. Not exactly what we want. How are our skills doing? Now that we're in level 19, we can get our weapon skills up a bit more. I've got 4 more points I can get for bows. Defense at 80. I'd prefer to get that up to like 85. Staff skill's pretty good. I'm mad at that. I haven't done anything with a dagger for a little bit. Searching for an old friend with the same name. The original Ockenflip. I don't really need it for much anymore, but you can still vendor a stack of it for like 2 silver. It's not nothing. Although, I don't mean to brag, but I have over a gold right now. I have a gold 28. I know that's just kind of what happens as you get higher level, is things, you make more silver and because people drop more and you can vendor the stuff for more, but it still feels really good. I have a gold. Wow. I'm very curious to one day find out what different breeds might be part of Mr. Moose's genetic makeup. I want to know what's making his fur curly. Is there some poodle in there? Are there other breeds that have naturally curly fur that I'm not aware of? There must be. It can't be just poodles. It's not like it's curly, but he's got like definite waves in his back, and then his tail does like this cute little pigtail corkscrew fur curl at the very end of it. And to my knowledge, that's not really a shepherd or a husky thing. Yeah, I'm DNA. I've got a. We're sending off a DNA test for him. I'm very curious to find out eventually when it comes back. It'll be a few weeks. It's not the physical tail itself that curls, it's the fur on the end of it. I would be surprised if there was much pug in him. Curly-coated retriever? However, I might be surprised. I don't need this bear. This bear's a mistake. Oh hey, I got my quick shots proc. 30% ranged attack speed, let's go! Oh dear. 2 Briarthorn, no Swift Thistle. Man! Didn't I see, yeah, I saw some Mage Roll over here. I need that. That can also drop Swift Thistle. It's gonna be so funny if I get this test pack and it's like, Mr. Moose is 50% German Shepherd Dog and 50% Siberian Husky, because that's exactly what the shelter told me he was. I'm just assuming there's more in him because I think a lot of mixed breed dogs are gonna be more mixed than you would guess, but it would be hilarious if both of his parents were randomly like pure lineage. 1 shepherd and 1 husky. What if I get the paper and they're like, this is a goat. You thought you had a dog. Joke's on you. Here's why he likes rock climbing. Thank you for suggesting sticking with Hunter. Going good. Trying it regular classic before attempting hardcore. That's fair. That's fair. The first 10 levels are the hardest because you don't get your pet until level 10. And it is dramatically easier once you get your pet. Not that you're perfectly safe, but it goes a lot better. It goes a lot better with a pet. It would be weird if you had no German Shepherd or Husky. It would be very strange. Sometimes it could be possible that it could be like a different dogs that look like those though. Sometimes Huskies in particular will just get labeled as Husky, or like a dog will get labeled as like a Husky or a Husky mix when it's actually like Malamute, or there's other northern dogs that look kind of like that will all get kind of mixed together. Even Joker used to get mis-ID'd as a Husky all the time when he's a Klekai, which is like a miniature dog mixed with a something else. Like it's there's not really a whole lot of Husky going on in there. There's some photos of Mr. Moose on my Instagram, and there's some videos of him on my Instagram as well. My story and the story highlight. Okay, so we picked up a quest. Tower of Ulthalax, Worn Parchment. However, I can't help but notice that these are yellow quality mobs, and this is a red zone. I think I'm going to go mess with the beach sea turtle. German Shepherd Husky Goat. You did hit 19. Congrats. Why, thank you. I would love to hit 20. Holy moly. I would love to hit level 20. That is also a dangerous area. 20 is Aspect of the Cheetah. 20 is a new rank of Arcane Shot. You get disengaged, but I think it doesn't actually send you backwards. I think it just reduces your threat. I feel like that's less useful than it sounds. You get Freezing Trap, which is very useful. You get a new rank of Mend Pet. You can learn how to dual wield. All kinds of good stuff at level 20. Malinois look like German Shepherd. They're beautiful too. Pretty wonky with that trap launcher. Mr. Moose is a really good boy. We're having a very cuddly phase right now. He's very sweet. And I think we're bonding really well. And I'll go out there and I'll say hi. And he'll be all excited to see me. And I'll like sit on the ground and he'll flop on my lap. And he will like lick my chin and glasses and ears. And I'll give him smooches on his head. And it's the best thing in the whole world. It's really nice. Oh, he's real sweet. Germans call them Freedom Shepherd. Oh, jeez. Are there Murlocs? Why don't I see red nameplates for Murlocs? I see the Thresher. Maybe this one just doesn't have Murlocs? I don't even see Murloc bodies. I might farm some of these tide crawlers. They seem pretty safe. Like, I can do them one at a time. I'm not really at risk of pulling anything extra. I know they hurt pretty bad, but I think I can keep an eye on it, and I would get stuff to level up my cooking with. Do this one, see how it goes. Bernese Mountain Dog. Husky Collie Mix, he is the best. Tuna deserves some cat grass and greenies. Doing such a good job. Tuna's gonna get another level or 2, and I should be able to seek out a pet that will let me teach Tuna a higher rank of a skill. I think this is a pretty safe spot. Let me check that out. Let me take a look at Wowpatopia again. Shelter mix, 19% Staffy, 15% Lab, 15% German Shepherd, 10% Aussie Cattle Dog, Golden Retriever, Rottweiler, Husky, Super Mutt! What's your doggy's name? Game version, classic. Pet guides, pet abilities. I want Bite 3 and Claw 3. So for Bite 3, Level 19 wolves in Ashenvale. Level 19 wolves in Ashenvale, pretty much. And then Claw 3 is 18. Oh, the bear. The Den Mother specifically, or the Ghost Saber in Darkshore. Both are kind of rough. Den Mother's like a... I have a quest for that, but it's like in a pretty dangerous area. Failing that, I could wait until 21 and do the bear in Ashenvale. I think I'm gonna do that. We'll just take it easy until like level 21 or 2 in Ashenvale. We're doing fine for now with our bite 2. How's hardcore leveling? Having fun? Yeah. I'm taking it nice and easy, but I'm alive. I won't fault my method as long as I haven't died. For these, I mean, this one's level 21, so it's arguably, understandably a bit dicey. They also do hurt. They're slapping tuna for all that it's worth here. I won't double pull them, and I will probably immolate trap the next one. Beatrice. Beatrice, I love it. Very handsome. Get told he looks like a dingo a lot. Rescue ended up being German Shepherd, Ducktolling, Flat-Coated Retriever, and Chow Chow. Level 20. So let's do this one with the trap. Also, I only have one bag slot. I need to make sure I'm opening the clams. Yeah, that immolate trap has a lot of damage when you're fighting like a higher health mob like these. Those are 147 experience. That's pretty good. Mind you, I'm not about to sit here and add up the math for exactly how many of them I might need to do in order to get myself to level 20. Am I? Oh, it resisted the trap. I'm like, what happened? I saw it trigger. It resisted the immolation trap. Mr. Moose is 100% good boy. Yeah. He's 98% good boy. He's 2% puppy brain. He's so cute and so chaotic when he's like really tired and he needs to go down for a nap. And he like knows it, but he doesn't know it yet. And he has like this extra burst of like this extinction burst of energy right before he crashes. When he just doesn't want to settle down, and he'll just kind of like book it between. He'll basically run laps. Like he'll kind of set up like a circuit. He'll set up a circuit. He will squeak a toy, touch a wall, jump on the couch, jump off the couch, go to the toy, squeak the toy, leave it where it is, and he'll just kind of like run laps, but like at breakneck pace. And does that for a little bit, and then he's like, you know what, I am tired. Good night. I like how his ears stick straight out like moose antlers. It's really cute when it's really, really, really cute when he's paying attention to something. He's like maybe looking at a dog across the road, or like trying to check out a person to figure out if they're cool. And one of his ears will stick straight up, and the other one will like try to stick up but flop over a little bit, and he'll kind of tilt his head with like one ear straight up. He looks like a cartoon character. It's very Scooby-Doo. It's super cute. He's had people stop in the street and tell him about his ears before. I'll eat some clams. What is this? Fine sand. 1 silver each. I love my couch potato. She's bred to smother you and cry when you leave. I did an immolation trap. I like this beach for farming. It's nice and open. It's pretty safe. It takes a while to kill the mobs, but your experience is going to vary a little bit. We're talking somewhere in the 150 range. Don't mind me. Not me doing math. I would need to kill approximately 125 additional crabs if I wanted to get to level 20. purely by crabs. Not saying no. I think Moose may have the same thing with being a lapdog even when he's very big. He has a chair that he really likes right now. One of the hard lessons that he needed to learn was that sometimes other people are sitting in the chair. He wanted me to get out of the chair so he could sit in the chair, and I wouldn't do it, and he was very unhappy with me. But he got over it, which is good. I didn't cave. You know, I bought the chair. It's my chair. Get a job, buy your own chair. But he, like, he'll jump up into it and sit in my lap as well, and eventually he's just not going to fit in that chair anymore. Like, it's got kind of sides on it, and just based on the size of his paws and how fast his frame is going and his age, I don't think he's going to fit in that chair forever. Well, if you play Take Your Time with things, find myself rushing and grinding too much. I mean, your way is definitely faster, and it's certainly more exciting. I think my way is probably a bit dull to watch sometimes. I am also really struggling with the bag space aspect here. Let's get rid of the feather. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put the clams on a bar slot somewhere. Can I not do that? I was gonna put the clams in a bag slot so I could use them and then just open them as I get them with a hotkey. I thought I was being all clever. No luck? Man. So I could stand to head back and clean out my bags a little bit. I think I'm not gonna worry so much about the Blackwood grain thing or the Althalax tower yet. I'm on the fence about the Den Mother. If I could tame the Den Mother, I could actually learn Bite 3 from that. That would be something. What am I thinking about for crab cakes? I could make another 4 of them. But I really need more. I need different food recipes to level up my cooking more. I'm excited to get into stuff that will give me 6 stamina and spirit. Chilling, relaxing, reducing my tilt. Ever tried a rested XP guide? No. Just classic things. Yeah, no, all the dogs are puppies. Sometimes with a big dog, I'll be like, oh, you're a big puppy. Hi, big puppy. Moose has a name, but I still call him puppy sometimes. Especially like I see him, hey, puppy. How you doing? Den Mother, ideally 3+ people. Yeah, Aspect of the Cheetah will be level 20. What do you use, hunter stables? Storing your main pet while you go tame temporary pets to learn their abilities from them so you can then teach them back to your main pet, generally. You don't really have a whole lot of cause to have different profiles of pets and swap them out, and the 3rd stable slot's quite expensive, but having 1 stable slot so you can learn new ranks of like claw or bite or whatever it is and then teach them back to your pet is super useful. Yeah, we're leveling, but we're not leveling in a huge hurry. I think I want to go back to Darnassus for a bit because I can stash these swim speed pots in my bank. I can try to post up those boots that I wanted to try to sell. And I can... Oh, I should wait for 1 more level to go back. I should try and just clear up enough bag space and grind out to 20 because then I can do like my hunter training when I go back there. Slash. Luck. Good luck. Oh, I have Toothwith Thistle. I have some... Guys, I herbed some Swift Thistle. I don't have a lisp anymore. I do not have a lisp. I herbed some Swift Thistle, which means I can make another couple of Agi files. Which will be great. That'll be really good. I don't want to make fun of actual lisps. I know how much that can suck. I used to have a tough time with my words sometimes because I wouldn't, it wasn't like a proper speech problem, but I wouldn't finish my words. I was too excited. I had too many things to say. I was too committed to saying them all at once. I wouldn't finish my speech. I had a hard time slowing down enough to actually say words correctly. And it's just practice, I guess. Well, it's tough though. Great when people get their words twisted. They do it all the time. Had to see a speech pathologist as a child because I could not say R properly. I love it when I see big dogs that are like really well behaved and calm and polite and quiet and sweet. It's just like fulfilling my lifelong dream of wanting to cuddle with an actual bear, but I know that's not a good idea. So the next best thing is to cuddle with a well-behaved bear-sized dog. Mouth works faster than my brain. I finally pinned down that part of the reason that I was so anxious to speak quickly, and also why I had a tendency to sometimes interrupt and talk over other people, which is not a very nice thing to do, was because I had this anxiety that if I didn't finish my thought right away, I was going to forget it. Like it was going to fall out of my head and it was going to be gone. And everything just felt so urgent and so important. And it was a useful thing for me to practice, to just kind of be okay with forgetting it, especially if it's not like, if it's a really important thing, like I need to get, you know, a prescription filled or whatever, then yeah, write that down. but just be, you know, you don't have to say all of them. Sometimes you can just let them go. Can't say them all.
I am honored.
I'm rich. Mouth words to myself silently after I said them when I was little. Don't know why. If I could have learned how to mouth words to myself before I said them, I could have saved myself a fair amount of embarrassment. Just, yeah, you know, give the sentence a little test run before you debut it, you know. I want some more mild spices. I'm gonna make another batch of oh man, you really carry around all the samples too. For some reason I thought I'd combine the samples into the bowl, but no. Not so much. You have to do it at the fire. Get rid of some shiny fish scales, some bear meat.
Well met.
Strider meat. I'm carrying around my old cloak just in case they confiscate this enchanted Moonstalker cloak. I don't know if they would do that to me, but if they do, I'm going to be very upset. Not you. You.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Mild spices.
Keep your feet on the ground.
It took me ages to memorize where the cooking fire was in this thing. You want there to be a cooking fire in the inn, and there's not, and it was driving me nuts for a while. Can't meal prep these. Yeah, if you die in hardcore, anything on that character is lost to you on the server. So some people will preemptively like mail their gold off, like use a bank alt to kind of collect their wealth, so that if they do have to start again, they don't have to start again from scratch gold wise.
Great.
I have not been choosing to do that myself. The wool cloth I'll save and sell. The forts I'll be done with eventually. I just don't think I need that many crab cakes. Like, I know I made them for a reason, but I have 14 food buffs left. I think that's enough, especially because I'm probably going to make more. Alright, that's 18 bag salts. That's not bad. Didn't know how people get enough gold to do that. Constantly broke. I think I'm going to end up spending a fair amount at the next level up. Level 20 is going to be a pretty expensive level for me. I kind of want to grind moms. I want to find some nice... Honestly, I kind of want to go grind some of those fur bulks, but just like carefully. See how that goes. Give it a little try. We can get an Agi file back. Make one of these. What time is it? It is... Oh, it's 11:30 already. I don't think we're making it to level 20 today, but we did make it to level 19, and I have yet to die. You know, knock on wood. So, I'm feeling alright about that. I have decent amount of ammo. That's all good. Back in the Hearthstone grid again. A lot of mobs for drops, yeah. It's like that's why it's double fun to grind mobs, is that yeah, you're gonna get drops. And you're gonna get experience. You don't even need a quest. You can get rich and level up, and you can do it in any area that you feel is safe. There's no need to be crashing into the death caves. There's just, you don't have to. You don't have to. Don't let yourself get peer pressure to going somewhere you don't want to be. I would love to get to level 20. I think that would be a good high score. For now. You know, level 60 is the ultimate high score, but you gotta get to 60 before 20. Made a second dune? Damn again? Gonna have to wait until I return from an upcoming trip. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Random gear from random mobs. Is it all random? Sorry for the questions. No, you're fine. Yes. Mobs can drop you anything, basically. All the BOE gear is completely random. Nothing is personal to you. Also, I can make a weak troll's blood. I found some earth root. Praise the loot. Where is it? Up higher? One more? Yeah, there it is. And in Classic, some of the itemization is really wonky, so sometimes the random gear that you get is, like, really, really random. Tuna, if you could go take care of that bear, I would appreciate it. Finally an earth root. Oh boy, 2 extra HP 5. Look at all these buffs. Look at all those buffs. Although danger, because they might make me feel safe. You're never safe. Next hardcore tune should be named Hazel52. I feel like the Night Elf will have knee problems from the running style. Dude, you should see the orc female wanding animation. I was wanding on my orc warlock. I finally bought my wand. I was real excited about it. I go to start wanding. It is ridiculous. She like crouches down, bends forward, winds back, full over her head like she's about to duel in a wizard. It's the most dramatic. It's really, I don't want to call it ugly because beauty is subjective, but I subjectively find it ugly. Orcs wand with gusto. It is, like, I feel like my gnome had grace. When she was wanding, she had elegance. She had flair. She had style. My orc looks like she's trying to poke somebody in the eye. Furbolgs. I can also keep an eye on the Zabraxis area and see if anybody else is like trying to do it. Kind of on brand for orcs, I guess. I suppose. I gave her the hairstyle that's like completely shaved but with a really long braid in the back. And I like the way it wiggles when she does stuff. It's like a very physicsy hairstyle. I'm not even looting that bear. Defias Nightblade. Sounds like it might have been a stealthy mob. I heard the looting. Also, I think my sound's really loud because I was fishing. I heard the looting sound. I didn't pick anything up. Nothing came to my chat log. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm pretty pleased with my big grow up buffs. Oh, so you know what? You want to know something I did yesterday? It was off stream. And I was kind of glad it was off stream because I was not in the mood. I was not in the mood to get laughed at. I am now, which is why I'm sharing. But so I get like scrolls to drop sometimes, right? They're consumable. They put out a buff. Some of them are better than others. most of them I just vendor because like I don't really care enough to use the buff for myself. I kind of want the 25 copper, but I'm too lazy to go to the auction house and actually sell it for like a silver or two. But I get this one, and it's a stam scroll. Like it's a straight like health scroll, and it's pretty good. And I see that on the auction house they're for 10 silver, and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty good price. I will hold on to this until I go back to town next, and then I will post it on the auction house, and I will see if anyone buys it. And I carry it around for like a level or two. I make it back to Darnassus. I walk up to the auctioneer. I open up the interface. I right-click the scroll to put it into the sell window. And I buff the auctioneer. Auctioneer Tolan in Darnassus had a sweet health buff for 10 minutes. Maybe even 30. I don't remember. Okay, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I wasn't that tilted, but I couldn't believe that I did that. Like, oh man, I feel like I knew that was an option, but I had completely forgotten until it happened. You can absolutely use those things on NPCs, and it doesn't matter if you have the thing open, or maybe it does and I didn't have it open, but I thought I didn't.
It is too far away.
Classic case was when you ate the Westfall chicken food. Love that clip. Oh. Should I get a Westfall chicken on this or a different character? I still haven't made a human anything. I don't know if my priest would be a human or a dwarf. I think I would do a dwarf priest. Like to have scribes make stat scrolls in retail. You're like in hardcore experience? Yeah. Vendor pets are like 50 silver. The Westfall chicken is cheaper. I think I'm more worried about I think I don't really want the pet on my hunter because I have like a hunter pet already. I feel like I don't want the extra screen clutter of also having a vanity pet. Plus my hunter is starved for bag slots because she's using an herb bag and a quiver. So maybe not that one, but I could totally see like a priest, you know. I could see it if I played a non-pet class, which would basically just be a priest. These are worth like 120 experience too. I guess what I'm doing is I'm picking them off the edges of the bonfire that I need. Not so I can necessarily clear it and do the thing, but just so I can get a feel for the respawn rate. Classic dwarf females are a statement. Pulled 2 mobs DC when I logged in, I was dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. I like that these drop wool. I'm gonna see if I can sell it later. I've got 1 gold 53. If I am gonna pull mobs from this camp, I'm gonna do it from the edges. I never want to stand in the camp if I can avoid it, like on top of where they are, like pulling them back to the edges, kind of flower petal style, right? Like if the center of the camp is a sunflower and they're all where the seeds are, I kind of want to like pull them out along the petal axis so that they're in range of as few of their friends as possible, and so that I am not where they're spawning, basically. Flabby taught me that. Not in those words. I'm, you know, my beautiful botanical analogy is all mine, but peeling the onion, yeah. Needable for first aid. Maybe. What's it deal? A lot of DC deaths mentioned today. Spooky. Priority level your skills as you go. Mostly as I go. I try and remember to check on my defense every now and then. I don't mind it being a little bit behind, but I don't want to let it fall like 20 levels behind if I can help it. I'm feeling pretty happy with how much damage I'm doing. So like this one's kind of right in the middle of camp. So I want to pull it like a ways out before I... Obviously the bonfire's in the middle of camp, so I'm going to have to be in there for that. Let me see if I can do the thing.
I cannot attack that.
Oh, I see. So they all aggro to the thing. And then they become friendly. Oh, that's level 14. I hope they're careful. This isn't... I was a little nervous at level 16. Yeah, let's grab aggro on that. Let's back it up a little bit. Oh, they're probably going to be able to loot the basket too. That's okay. That's good. Make it nice and safe, nice and easy. There's the basket. Best bagel topping? Everything. Although I also really like sesame. To the point that if I have a sesame bagel and a bunch of sesame seeds end up on my plate, I'll kind of like take my finger, clean hands hopefully, and I'll go nibble, nibble, nibble. I like sesame seeds. I eat them all. Okay, so we got the Blackwood Corrupted quest done. Nice. This is giving me unwitting confidence for the Den Mother thing. I want to go like... I want to make it back to the wall. We're going to kind of thread between these camps. And we're going to do it as carefully as we can. Rosemary bagels have won my heart over. I don't think I've seen those be commercially available here. It sounds like a really good idea. I like lox bagels. I like a nice sesame or everything bagel with like a nice thick layer of smoked salmon on it. Oh, that's good stuff. That's like holiday food. I did it. I downloaded hardcore. I'm gonna try it. Good luck. Be careful. They're made at a very specific, iconic bakery here, and they are the best. Of all the places that you've lived in your life, all of the different cities, which one was your favorite and what did you like about it? For Dame Yvonne, but also like open question for the room. What did you like most about your favorite place you ever lived in your life? I love it here most. And I love, not to be corny, but like the vibe. I love the energy of like the gardens and all of the plants and all of the cats and like the wildlife and the hawks and the ravens and the heron that randomly flies overhead and the eagles and the... I love just the energy of like the city combined with wildlife. It's like very eclectic and very earthy and it's like very me. Like I moved here and I just see windows packed with houseplants just like my windows and cats in the street and I was like, oh, I'm home. Virus and Doom, thank you for the 12-month resub. San Francisco, walked everywhere, always 68 degrees. Halifax, ocean, slower pace than most cities. Buffalo. Why Buffalo? I know some people that live in Buffalo. Good mixture of plant life and road. Lived long-term in 2, Montreal, Calgary. Montreal since I came back. Vibing for my friends. Daegu. Easy transportation, friendliness of people, something to do. Don't get me started on the food. New Orleans for me. Live in Manhattan, endless things to do. Manhattan is basically a fictional place to me. I know it's a real place where real people live and do real people things. Hang on, I should not get too distracted while I'm... see if I can farm something easy while I'm doing this. I know it's a real place. I know that you're real. But it's just like I've seen it a lot on TV and movies. And I've only ever seen it in TV and movies. And it doesn't seem like a place that I would ever visit just because it seems really cool, but like the exact opposite of my vibe and the things that I like. And oh, I see. So there's a cave up there. So there can be a path like over here, I think. And it's so funny to me to hear people talk about Manhattan and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not actually just like, it may as well be like Middle Earth to me. It may as well be Westeros, you know. I've experienced it through all of the same media that I've experienced fictional cities. I also love the fashion of Victoria and how it's kind of all over the place. Like, you have people that are very dressed up. You have people that are very, like, dressed down. You have a lot of people just wearing, like, normal clothes they've put varying amounts of effort into. I like that I can wear basically anything I want, and I never really feel over or underdressed. I can put on, like, an outfit. I can put on my ripped sweatpants that my puppy has bitten holes into. I can mix and match. No one will ever look twice at me because it's just not that, like, it's pretty hard to be weird in the city. And I mean, I was near Portland before, so it's not like that was a very judgmental place either, but I never feel, and this is partly just getting older, but I never feel the slightest amount of anxiety about wearing something that is either out there or that's just like really sloppy, because no one cares. Literally no one cares. Atlantis was nice while it lasted. People playing piano in the street, setting up hammocks wherever, making art, chilling, enjoying life. Sounds like a TV show. It sounds like an intro sequence to a sitcom. I think that this is not the path up to that cave. I think this is not how I get back to that cave. You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to farm furbolgs off of the edge of their little camp, and then give another 10-15 minutes of that, and then hearth up and clean up. Is it true that Portland has a lot of fake lumberjacks hipster dudes? Is that an actual myth? I can only speak to Portland like 3 years ago. I cannot speak to Portland in the last 3 years. At the time, it was an aesthetic that was going around. It wasn't everywhere. It wasn't everybody, certainly, but there was some flannel. There were some beards. There was some flannel plus beards. I think that's true in a lot of places. Flannel's comfy, and beards are what happen if you don't feel like shaving. If you grow a beard. Living in an apartment with a dog, stopped caring about going at my PJs if he has to go have a pee. I know some people are very, like, you know, dress for an audience even if you're just going to the mailbox. And I respect that, and I think that can do good things for people sometimes. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. I'm out here holding it down for dressing for whatever you want on any given day, which is 9 times out of 10 comfort. Southwest of Portland if you got questions. Downtown's like 15 minutes away. I think I'm pretty happy to just let Portland and the surrounding suburbs, because honestly I didn't go into Portland very much. I would go in for tattoo appointments and, you know, dinner once every 2nd year. 3rd, 5th year. I went to dinner once. In town. It was a place that sold macaroni, and they made the foil swan after the dinner. It was early. Anyway. The food was delicious, but then my stomach got really upset. I spent a lot of time in varying suburbs, pretty much all of them. Beaverton was a go-to. There's just lots of good stuff to go do, see, eat in Beaverton. A lot of parks, that kind of thing. I don't remember what place it was. It was it felt like it was under something. It felt like we had to go under the bridge where people set up tents. It was like in that area, I think. This was years and years and years ago, though. Yeah, they made a foil with the leftovers. They cover it in foil, but they turned the foil into a swan, but it was still covering your leftovers. I'm in Tualatin, if you want to be specific. I don't really want to be specific. I don't want to say too much, but I've been there too. I got some stuff at the Tualatin Fred Meyer one time. Why did the people set up tents? Oh, because they were living there. Beards are a commitment. Seems like a very personal thing. A barrel of milk. I don't think that's refrigerated. Wouldn't be surprised if you're an acquaintance of a friend at some point. Yeah. Possible. On one hand, I didn't know that many people, but on the other hand, it's small world. I prefer to try to keep as strict boundaries as I possibly can, though, between my online life and places where I've actually physically been. Did I solve my milk trouble? I hope so. The organic milk cartons were good. Those ones did well for me. Oh, someone died here. Those ones were good. I have not tried the latest thing of milk I got, which arguably is a little bit more dangerous because I had it delivered from a 7-Eleven. It just, don't worry about it. Needed to happen. How are we doing? 11:51. I guess I want some time to like sort out my bags too. Do I want to go all the way back to Darnassus? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't want to be on too late today, though. I'm getting kind of hungry. Died at level 15. Milk in bags. Plastic jugs. Assuming Canadian milk is still in bags. It hasn't been sold in bags in the West Coast for a long time. I know that it was once. Like, my mom said that she remembers that when she was a kid. But in my lifetime, I've never seen bagged milk sold in stores on the island, certainly. I think in Eastern Canada it might be a different story. I am from the island. Yeah, I was born here. I lived here until I was 21, and then I moved away and got married, and then I came back after I got divorced at 29. Beautiful this weekend over here. Gonna enjoy the sun. Walk soon. I've lived in quite a few different places in the island, mostly in the south of the island. I've never lived farther north than Nanaimo. And I would ideally like to not live in Nanaimo again. It wasn't really my vibe. Maybe it's changed. Maybe Nanaimo can change. How many times have I taken the ferry round trip? Probably not that many. I'm a homebody. I don't do things. I don't go anywhere. I stay home and I play video games and I like cuddle with my dog/cat. In my life, for a while there was like a family situation where some family was on opposite sides of the puddle. So if you're going to go visit certain parts of the family, you would need to do that. But then again, it didn't happen very often. Round trip, because there's different ferries, right? Like you would take maybe a ferry to Vancouver, you would take a ferry maybe to Powell River, you might take a ferry to like the Gulf Islands, like Salt Spring. If we're including all of the different destinations and not just Vancouver, I would say maybe 15 times, probably less than 20. If we're talking just Vancouver, I would bump that down to like 8 times, and I would be surprised if it was only like 5. Hate driving in Victoria, too many one-ways. I like driving in Victoria more than Portland and the States because the speeds are just generally speaking lower, so I feel like I have more time to react to things. But the thing that gets me most about Victoria, I'm okay with the one-way streets because I'm used to the ones that are like in my immediate area. But the thing that gets me about Victoria is there's a lot of street parking, and there's a lot of people that will either street park past where they're allowed to, so they're too close to intersections, or like right by turns, or like by stop signs, or like maybe the paint's worn off so they don't know where they're not allowed to be. But the point being that there is street parking on both sides so that you can't see who's coming when you're trying to yield and like turn left or turn right, or God forbid cross 2 lanes of traffic, yield in both directions, street parking on both sides of you, and there's no way to inch out far enough to see. I hate that. I specifically have planned all my routes now to avoid that because it's the worst thing ever and I hate it. There's also a lot of neighborhood streets that you can go down where it is technically 2-lane traffic, but because of all of the street parking, functionally only one vehicle is fitting down there at a time. So you see another car coming and one of you has to pull over. And hopefully there is a gap in the street parking big enough for you to pull over so the other person can get down, because you're not going to fit side by side. And you just have to like see that in advance far enough to deal with it. And that can be kind of stressful too. But usually those streets are mostly just people that like live in that area. They're not usually high traffic streets, so it doesn't come up as often as you would think. What is this? Peace balloon? Peace balloon. I don't even need it. I don't even want it. I'm heading back. I'm gonna go head back, clean up my bags. We made it to level 19 and 33%. We are 1/3 of our way through level 19. You would hate driving Montreal. People do whatever they want. Yeah. I think that, I mean, there are reckless drivers in every place in the world. I think on average, Victoria is actually pretty good for drivers. It's the pedestrians that you gotta watch out for. And I say this as a pedestrian. People jaywalking across freeways with green lights just at random. People fighting trees with swords and falling into the street. I saw that one the other night. I think it's just that there's a lot of, especially in town, there's a lot of issues with untreated mental illness and substance abuse, and you end up with people that either don't know or don't care that they are walking straight into traffic that is like going, you know. You have to be really, and a lot of them won't wear reflections at night. I mean, none of them will wear reflections at night, so you got to be really careful if you're driving in the dark, because you really never know when people are going to wander in front of your car. It's worse in some streets than others, so you can kind of figure out where it's going to be to some extent and be ready for it, but you can't be snoozing. You gotta be paying a ton of attention, because that, like, it's like, you know how you're watching for like car doors or like cyclists, you're just kind of watching people on sidewalks, making sure they stay there. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not as much as you'd want me to be. Ooh, Taliban banana. Linen cloth I'm just vendoring at this point. Small furry paws. Prediction, yes, I was at risk of forgetting. Everybody that bet on me living, thank you very much. Congratulations on your points. No way, I didn't die. Invincible for today. Safe as a button. Nothing ever happens to buttons, right? Vendoring those, selling those. Does anyone want that? It's a cape that gives shadow spell damage. I guess warlocks might want it, I don't know. He's invincible. How do you feel about Pagliacci's? I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never heard of it. I don't go out that much. I think a lot of people that live in Victoria are not so much with the eating out budget right now. Have you seen have you seen Rent? Congrats on living. Thank you. I don't know what those acronyms stand for either. I'm rich.
A chat fell out.
Have a good day. Hug Moose for us. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. I will be back on Wednesday. We're going to do some retail streams again. I'm not quitting hardcore forever, but I'm going to start mixing in some retail streams. I do promise that if I play this Hunter off stream, I will record it at least. So if she does die, then I will have a clip of it. But we'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.